Chapter 481. Could I actually be the creator god? 99th floor of the Black Tower. What? You mean the creator god shed tears while harvesting a dragon fruit, and the dead dragon was revived from the dragon fruit? The tower administrator says that's what Grandpa said. Is that even possible? Sejun was hearing from Aileen about the legend of the dragon fruit that she had heard from Kaiser. The tower administrator says Grandpa told that story from 1,000 years ago just to get a long massage, and she ended up giving him a massage for 6 hours. The tower administrator says that on top of that, Grandpa said the tears of the creator god, who disappeared 3,000 years ago, were the way to grow dragon fruit, so she kicked Grandpa out of the administrator area. Aileen continued to tattle on Kaiser's mistakes to Sejun. So that's why Kaisernim, whose mood was on cloud 9 after becoming a VVIP just a little while ago, suddenly hit rock bottom. I also think it is the creator god's tears, but I should stay quiet. Kaisernim is in the wrong, Sejun said firmly while watching Kaiser, who was gloomily gulping down ordinary samyeonju at the fountain. Kaisernim, I'll bring you a few bottles of that golden samyeonju later. While sympathizing with Kaiser, as Sejun continued talking with Aileen. I should start dinner. Aileen, is there anything you want to eat? The tower administrator says she want to eat the Japanese pumpkin soup you made. Japanese pumpkin soup, got it. Vice Chairman Theo, prepare the pumpkins from the void storage. Puhu Hut, got it, meow. Kyung. What should Kyungi do? Kyungi, you pour the milk into the pot. Kyuahab Kyungi. Hehe, got it. With the help of Theo and Kyungi, Sejun started making dinner. As Sejun was cooking, tad. He was chopping onions to put in the soup when, shhk. Without realizing it, he rubbed his eyes with his onion-covered hands. My eyes sting. How could I make such an amateur mistake? Sejun felt pathetic as he shed tears, blaming himself. Could my tears work too? Suddenly, the legend of the dragon fruit that Aileen had told him earlier came to mind. Could it work if it's tears? Aileen, could you give me the dragon fruit pot? So Sejun received the dragon fruit pot from Aileen and dropped his tears onto the soil. Drop. Sejun's tears soaked into the soil, and soon they dried up quickly. Is it not enough? Sejun held an onion in both hands, bringing them to his eyes, and started crying in earnest. Drip, 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 until the soil was thoroughly soaked. However, is it not working? There was no reaction from the dragon fruit seed. At that moment, Master, don't you need butter too? I'll get it for you. Clang. Before Sejun's tears could dry, Flamey hastily opened the door to the void storage. Swish. And the energy of creation trapped inside the void storage flowed out. As the blue mist touched the pot, crack, the dragon fruit seed suddenly began to grow. Is the dragon fruit really germinating with my tears? Could I actually be the creator god? Could it be? Is there a secret to my birth? Of course not. While Sejun was getting ahead of himself. Crack. The dragon fruit had already finished growing. At the top of a small cactus stood one dragon fruit, just as Sejun heard it. And then, Black Tower's Tower Farmer Park Sejun has achieved a great feat of creation by germinating a transcendence grade seed. As a reward for the great feat of creation, the cost of staying on the 0th floor of the Black Tower will be reduced by 0.5%. Messages appeared in front of Sejun. Since this wasn't the first time, the stay cost reduction rate had dropped significantly from 5% to 0.5%. As Sejun was about to harvest the dragon fruit while laughing. No, wait. He stopped his hand just before reaching for the fruit. Aileen had clearly said that after the dragon fruit was harvested, one of the 10 dragons was resurrected. The 10 dragons were known for their incredible combat power, revered even among dragons. So if he were to harvest the dragon fruit, one of the 10 dragons would be resurrected. And then I would die immediately. Phew, that was close. Sejun let out a sigh of relief. At that moment, snap, huh, the dragon fruit snapped off, unable to bear its own weight. Guys, let's race to the waypoint. Whoever gets there first wins. Sejun quickly shouted as he ran out of the cooking area. It was an idea he came up with because he didn't want to deal with the consequences or have to explain everything. Pew Hu Hut, I Vice Chairman Theo will be first, meow. Kyung. No way, Kyungi will be first. Fortunately, both of them quickly overtook Sejun and sprinted toward the waypoint. Whoever gets there first wins. Last place gets no dinner. Sejun shouted to everyone while running as fast as he could. Thus began an impromptu race to the waypoint. When Sejun finally arrived at the waypoint, many had already beaten him there. Pew Hu Hut, I Vice Chairman Theo came in first, meow. Chairman Park, you came in 1314th, but don't be too disappointed, meow. Yeah. Theo tried to comfort Sejun, who didn't seem too affected by it. Kyung. Dad, Kyungi came in second. If Big Brother hadn't suddenly turned into light, Kyungi would have won. Meanwhile, Kyungi clung to Sejun's waist, proudly boasting about his rank. But did Kyungi really see Theo using light speed meow step, running at the speed of light? Kyungi's vision was truly impressive. Toryang. With Theo and Kyungi clinging to him, Sejun called out to Toryang and observed the farm from a higher vantage point. The farm was completely empty. What's going on? It's so quiet. If one of the 10 dragons had appeared, the cooking area should have been destroyed just from its size alone, yet the kitchen was completely intact. Moreover, the dragons of the 4 Dragon Council were calmly drinking at the fountain. Was I overreacting? Sejun cautiously approached the kitchen where the dragon fruit had been, with Theo and Kyungi in tow. Then, tat, sizzle. The sounds of someone busily cooking could be heard from inside the kitchen. Who could it be? When Sejun peeked inside through the kitchen window. Inside the kitchen, there was a figure with a bronze-colored body continuing the cooking that Sejun had started. Its speed was noticeably slower than Sejun's. Is that a dragon fruit? Sejun noticed a dragon fruit on top of the cooking figure's head. And then, a dragon fruit with the ambiguous Dragon Park Sejun's energy. Even the name. A dragon fruit with the ambiguous Dragon Park Sejun's energy. Grab. Curious, Sejun approached the figure, grabbed the dragon fruit on its head, and checked its options. A dragon fruit with the ambiguous Dragon Park Sejun's energy. A dragon fruit seed that absorbed the tears of someone who can barely be called a dragon and absorbed the energy of creation to grow. Due to the low quality of the materials, it failed to fully replicate Park Sejun. Replicated 1% of Park Sejun's abilities. Replicated stats: Strength 30, Stamina 35, Agility 29, Magic Power 44. Replicated skills: Cooking LV, 9, Seed Harvesting LV, 2. It doesn't need food or sleep, but will disappear once its expiration date passes. Cultivator, Black Towers Tower Farmer Park Sejun. Expiration date, 30 days. Grade S. The description appeared. That makes sense. At the same time, Sejun realized that his tears were vastly different from the Creator God's tears. In order to sprout the dragon fruit seed, it required organic material from a dragon's body and the energy of creation. Thanks to the sturdy bones of the young dragon, Sejun's tears, which were ambiguously recognized as those of a dragon, combined with the energy of creation stored in the void storage, causing the dragon fruit seed to sprout. So does that mean the resurrection? If it had been a giant dragon, the dragon fruit hanging from the tip of its head wouldn't even have been visible, right? It seemed likely that the Creator God had made a clone of one of the 10 dragons through the dragon fruit. However, just having the organic material of one of the 10 dragons didn't mean Sejun could create a clone of the 10 dragons himself. The higher the abilities of the clone target, the more energy of creation was needed. Even the creator god had to shed several drops of tears, concentrated with the energy of creation, to successfully make a clone of one of the 10 dragons. Of course, the clone made by the creator god was perfect enough to be called a resurrection, with all the memories and abilities of the original being intact. Meanwhile, Pew Hut, it's a fake Chairman Park, meow, but the face still looks just as ugly, meow. Kyung. It's a fake dad. He's just as weak as old dad used to be. Theo and Kyungi were curiously observing the cloned Sejun. A little while later, Sejun number 1, you bake the bread. Nod. Upon receiving Sejun's order, the clone of Sejun began baking bread in the oven. Though his stats were low, with cooking skill level 9, his ability was reliable. Thanks to the help of Sejun number 1, they managed to get dinner ready on time, despite the earlier evacuation chaos. Guys, it's time to eat. Aileen, here's the pumpkin soup and bread. After enjoying dinner with everyone, Sejun was outside relaxing with Theo and Kyungi when Kilahit Kaying. Hee, are you butler number 1? I am the great Blackie. Bring me some roasted and dried sweet potatoes. Nod. Blackie was excited to have found such an obedient butler. When Sejun number 1 pulled out the jar full of roasted and dried sweet potatoes that Sejun had hidden on the kitchen shelf. Kilahit Kaying. Hee, butler number 1, hurry up and open it. Quickly. K. Kurug. Shallarang. Hurry up. Ko. Blackie and his underlings were urging Sejun number 1 excitedly. Clicking. Following Blackie's command, Sejun number 1 opened the jar. Chomp. Blackie and his underlings hurriedly began eating the roasted sweet potatoes from the jar. At that moment, you little rascals! Sejun stormed into the kitchen, shouting at Blackie and his underlings. What are they up to now? Are they causing trouble again? Sejun had come to catch Blackie because he had been too quiet. Kaying. Run away. Thump. Blackie tried to run away in a hurry. But, flail. He was caught by Kyungi's telekinesis and handed over to Sejun. And then, Kirorong. As soon as Sejun started scolding him, Blackie immediately fell asleep. Yawn, Vice Chairman Theo, let's go to bed. Kyungi, sleep well. Kyung. Good night, Dad. Sejun sent Kyungi to sleep with Pink Fur and took Blackie family and Theo to bed. A few hours later. Snore. Gororong. Kirorong. Iamrarong. The bedroom was filled with nothing but the sounds of snoring. Pip, good night, Flamey Nim. The golden bat Peacebees, who had woken up, started its activities. Did you sleep well, Peacebees? Flamey, who was resting on Sejun's palm, spoke to him. Yes, I'm heading out now. Okay. Flap. Peacebees flew energetically and arrived at the kitchen. Hello, Sejun number 1 Nim, I'm Peacebees. After exchanging greetings with Sejun number 1, Peacebees watched him work while eating the fruit Sejun had prepared. Sejun number 1, who didn't need to sleep, was busy in the kitchen preparing time-consuming dishes like roasted and dried sweet potatoes. Pip, I'm full. Once the meal was over. Pip, patrol. Peacebees quickly flew off to scout around the farm. And then, no abnormalities around. After finishing his reconnaissance, Peacebees began training in front of the house. Pip. Peacebees used his dimension-shifting ability, flying swiftly. Whoosh! Soon, Peacebees arrived at a location completely different from the 99th floor of the Black Tower. Behind him, a small passageway the size of a baseball, created by piercing through the dimensional wall, remained open. Dimension Gate. After following Sejun to various towers, Peacebees unknowingly awakened this new ability, allowing him to open and maintain dimensional portals. However, the portal was too small for large beings to pass through. Pip pip, once the portal is big enough for Sejun Nim to pass through, I'll show it to him. So Peacebees trained hard, hopping to cross dimensions together with Sejun. Thanks to his efforts, the portal, originally the size of a tennis ball, had grown slightly to the size of a baseball. Peacebees continued to train diligently, repeatedly opening and closing the dimension gate. Pip pip, isn't that the slime that Sejun Nim likes? Wobble wobble. Peacebees arrived in a world on the verge of destruction, overrun by slimes. Chapter 482, Vice Chairman Theo, let's go. The world of Enos, in the midst of destruction due to the invasion of the fifth calamity, the slimes. The surviving Enos tribe, humanoid beings with soft, fluffy fur only around their arms and legs like arm warmers, banded together to form a massive defense line. And then, if we lose this place, Enos is doomed. We must protect it at all costs. They were preparing for their final battle to protect the last remaining brown tower. At that moment, Pip Pip, a golden bat, suddenly appeared between them and the slimes. What is that? Is this a new calamity? The Enos tribe tensed up, observing the cute, small figure of Peacebees, who possessed tremendous power despite its adorable appearance. Pip Pip stormed fist. But Peacebees didn't pay any attention to the Enos tribe and instead created magic blades with its wings, slashing through the slimes. In reality, eliminating slimes is extremely tricky. You have to target its core to eliminate it, but the core moves quickly within the slime's body. However, Pip Pip stormed fist. Flap flap. In front of Peacebees, who unleashed thousands of magic blades, it was useless. He simply sliced through them all. Oh, it must be the guardian deity of Enos who came to protect us. Glory to Enos, glory to the guardian deity. Let's join our guardian deity in defeating the enemy. Seeing Peacebees annihilate the slimes, the Enos tribe, now full of courage, charged behind Peacebees and finished off the slimes whose cores hadn't been completely destroyed. The battle ended in an instant. Wow, we won! Long live the guardian deity, long live Enos! For the first time, the Enos tribe cheered in triumph, having won against the slimes. The representatives of the Enos tribe approached Peacebees to express their gratitude. And then, Pip Pip, what is the guardian deity doing? They saw Peacebees flying around diligently, stuffing the corpses of the slimes into small holes. Can we help you? Druica, the highest representative of the Enos tribe, cautiously approached Peacebees and spoke carefully. Pip Pip, who are you? Peacebees asked in a voice full of wariness, wondering if they were after the slime meat it had hunted. I apologize for the late introduction. I am Druica, the highest representative of the Enos tribe, though I am not worthy. O guardian deity. Pip Pip, guardian deity. Yes, aren't you the guardian deity of our Enos tribe? Pip Pip, no way. I'm Peacebees, the subordinate of Sejun Nim. Oh, my apologies. You must be the apostle of Sejun Nim, the guardian deity of Enos. Pip Pip, yeah, right. Peacebees had intended to deny it initially. But then, apostle, that sounds pretty cool. Peacebees, the apostle of Park Sejun, the farmer of the Black Tower. It really liked the title. Listen, everyone. In the meantime, Druica began to introduce Peacebees to all the Enos tribe. This is the apostle of Sejun Nim, the guardian deity of Enos. Pip Pip, it's Park Sejun. The guardian deity's name is Park Sejun. Oh yes, this is the apostle of Park Sejun, the guardian deity of Enos, Peacebees Nim. Waya. Thank you, Peacebees Nim, apostle of Park Sejun. At Druica's introduction, the Enos tribe fervently expressed their gratitude to Peacebees. Apostle of the guardian deity Park Sejun, Peacebees Nim, please allow us to assist you. Pip Pip, yes, let's do this together. Put the slime meat in here. Yes. The Enos tribe helped Peacebees by stuffing the slime meat into the dimensional gate. As thousands of chunks of slime meat, each the size of a baseball, passed through the dimensional gate. Something incredible happened. The gate, which previously required opening hundreds of times just to grow slightly, now started to visibly expand. It wasn't a matter of the number of times. Thanks to this, Peacebees realized that in order to grow the dimensional gate, it wasn't about opening it frequently, but rather passing a large amount of items through it. Up until now, only the small-bodied Peacebees had been passing through the dimensional gate, which is why its growth had been slow. At that moment, wabble wabble, a group of slimes started approaching the area. Pip pip, everyone, keep putting the slime meat in. Peacebees instructed the Enos tribe to continue putting the slime meat into the dimensional gate. Pip pip storm fist. Pip pip fool. Pip pip divine palm. Pip pip step. Using the skills of its hyungs, Peacebees diligently roamed around Enos for hours, seriously exterminating the slimes. Now that Park Sejun's name had been spread as the guardian deity of Enos, Peacebees couldn't just let the slimes wreak havoc. And so, Peacebees annihilated all the slimes that had invaded Enos. Pip pip, I'm so tired now. The fatigue from fighting the slimes and the burden of passing items through the dimensional gate came crashing down all at once. Pip pip, thank you everyone, then I'll be going. Farewell. Long live Apostle Peacebees Nim. Long live guardian deity Park Sejun Nim. With the Enos tribe bidding it farewell, Peacebees returned to the 99th floor of the Black Tower. Pip pip, I need to make sure Sejun Nim knows what I did. With its tired body, Peacebees made a sign and placed it in front of the pile of slime meat. Flamey Nim, I'm back. As soon as Peacebees greeted Flamey, Bararong, it immediately hugged Sejun's arm and fell asleep. Seed Shop Headquarters. Why is there no news? Miena, the god of dragons, who had been diligently making dragon fruit seeds to sell to the seed shop, spoke with a slightly dejected voice. Recently, Sejun had sprouted a transcendence grade seed for Po, the god of jelly and the youngest of the non-combat gods. As a result, Po gained a substantial amount of divine power and even a temple. Older sisters and brothers, I'll treat you from now on. Out of gratitude for the divine power he had received until now, Po was energetically sharing divine power with the other non-combat gods. And I'm so envious. Myrna could only watch with envious eyes. So she was eagerly waiting for Sejun to harvest the dragon fruit. At that moment, Park Sejun, tower farmer of the Black Tower, has sprouted a transcendence grade seed and harvested dragon fruits. You have received 50,000 divine power as a reward for the harvest. Park Sejun, tower farmer of the Black Tower, has built a temple for you. Your divine power has increased by 100. Since the temple is located next to the Creator God's tablet, the amount of divine power you receive is doubled due to the Creator God's blessing. 3000 mushroom ants, tenant farmers of Park Sejun, have witnessed your temple. Your divine power has increased by 0.6. Oh, as expected from Park Sejun, I believed in you. Miena, the god of dragons, was moved as she read the messages. Transcendence grade seeds, unlike ordinary seeds, provided a massive amount of divine power when they grew and were harvested. On top of that, Sejun had built the long-awaited temple. Trustin Park was always right. Hehe, just wait a little longer. I need to finish making this quickly and head out to distribute some divine power. With renewed energy, Miena began working on the dragon fruit seeds with enthusiasm. Harvest Festival, Day 6 morning. All right. Sejun energetically woke up, ready to face another day. 100,000 residents of Enos have proclaimed you as the guardian deity of Enos. You lack the necessary divinity to become the guardian deity of Enos. Please designate a proxy guardian deity to become the guardian deity of Enos in your place. You can revoke the proxy guardian deity's qualifications at any time. A strange message appeared in front of Sejun's eyes. Me a guardian deity. What are they talking about all of a sudden? Plus a proxy guardian deity. Ahem. There's no reason to refuse what's given. Then who should I designate as the proxy guardian deity? As Sejun was pondering, "Good morning, master." Flamey, noticing Sejun had woken up, cheerfully greeted him in the morning. "Yeah, good morning. You weren't bored at night, were you?" "Not at all. As long as I'm on Sejun Nim's palm, I'm never bored." Flamey, as usual, spoke sweetly. Meow. Kaying. After making sure Theo and the Blackie family, who were still asleep, were settled, Sejun got up. "Let's go outside and get some sunlight." "Yes." He went outside to let Flamey bask in the sunlight. And then, slime. He spotted a giant slime. It was so enormous that it looked like a mountain had suddenly appeared. But upon closer inspection, oh wait, no. It wasn't a slime, but rather a massive pile of slime meat, consisting of millions of pieces. Haha, what's all this meat? With a wide grin, Sejun approached the pile of meat. "What's this?" "Sejun Nim, please enjoy the meat. From Peacebees." Sejun found a sign, neatly written in Korean by Peacebees. So Peacebees brought all this. Sejun, wanting to praise Peacebees, thought for a moment. But where is Peacebees? With Sejun's current abilities, there was no way to find Peacebees while he was in stealth mode. "Vice Chairman Theo, where's Peacebees?" "Are you talking about Peacebees, meow?" Theo, who had been climbing around Sejun's body, paused. "Pew Hut, Chairman Park, Peacebees is right here, meow." Theo pointed to the back of Sejun's head. "Really, Peacebees, thanks." Sejun patted the back of his head to express his gratitude. Then, "Beheze." A faint chuckle from Peacebees could be heard, though it was unclear if Sejun had patted the right spot. As Sejun was busy patting Peacebees, "Kuyuowang. Kyuang. Meat, there's so much meat." Kyuangi, who was coming while holding Pink Fur's front paws, got excited discovering the meat. A little while later, "Heh, guys, eat as much as you want." Sejun began moving pots filled with various dishes made from slime meat, boiled pork slices, sayuk, spicy stir-fried durachigi, braised spicy meat stew jajuli, pork cutlets donkatsu, out of the kitchen. Sejun no one, this time make some sweet and sour pork. Nod. Following Sejun's order, Sejun no one started making sweet and sour pork. As soon as Sejun no one finished preparing the dish, Wung. Sejun infused magic into the ingredients for creating an enormous amount of sweet and sour pork. Because Sejun no one was considered to be the same as Sejun, even the dishes that Sejun no one made within an hour could be recreated using Sejun's master-level cooking skill. Thanks to this, Sejun was able to churn out food without cooking himself, and everyone had a feast from the start of the morning. Kyueha kyuang. Haha, so full, Kyungi can't eat any more. Yuehe, me too, I'm so stuffed. As Kyungi and Yurin, who had been the last ones to put their spoons down, patted their bellies, enjoying their fullness. "Seed shop is now open." A message appeared in front of Sejun. The 13th seed shop had opened. Park Sejun Nim's rank is Transcendent. 7 types of seeds, including Transcendence grade seeds, will be shown randomly for today's sale. At your current rank, you can purchase as many seeds as you want within a 500 tower coins limit. Seed of Abundance, Transcendence grade, 350 tower coins plus 1,000 pieces of world's energy. Starfruit Seed, Transcendence grade, 100 tower coins plus 250 pieces of world's energy. 100 acorn seeds, 40 tower coins. 20 Japanese pumpkin seeds, 30 tower coins. 100 peanut seeds, 10 tower coins. Well, I'll definitely buy the 2 Transcendence grade seeds, which leaves me with 50 tower coins. I guess I'll buy acorns. Among the 5 types of seeds aside from the 2 Transcendence grade ones, the only one Sejun didn't have was acorns, so he decided to buy the acorn seeds. Thanks to the world's energy coins that Piat and Urin had collected, while fighting the Apostles of Destruction and Apostle of Destruction coins. I tossed all those out because they had the ugly faces of those apostles on them, and I found them unlucky, saying I can exchange those for alcohol from now on. Really, I must have some stashed away somewhere. After the previous seed shop transaction, Sejun had asked the dragons for help, and thanks to the coins they collected after defeating Jormungandr, he wasn't short on them. I'll buy these 3. When Sejun completed his purchase of seeds, you have spent a total of 490 tower coins and 1,250 pieces of world's energy to purchase the seed of abundance, starfruit seed, and acorn seed. 490 tower coins have been deducted from the account of Park Sejun at the seed bank. 900 P points have been earned in seed shop mileage. A total of 10,001 seed shop mileage points have been accumulated. 250 pieces of world's energy have been deducted. 250 seed shop coupons have been issued. The items you can currently exchange for are Seed Shop Seed Exchange Ticket, 500 coupons, and Seed Shop Random Period Reduction Ticket, 100 coupons. Please exchange for items until your Seed Shop coupons are reduced to below 100. I'll exchange 1 Seed Exchange Ticket and 7 Seed Shop Random Period Reduction Ticket. Out of curiosity, Sejun got 1 exchange ticket and used the rest of his coupons on Seed Shop Random Period Reduction Ticket. Hehe, this time, Vice Chairman Theo is right next to me. It was possible the seed shop might reopen in just a few minutes. Thank you for using the seed shop. You can use Seed Shop LV for again in 30 days. Once the seed shop closed, 3 seed pouches appeared in Sejun's hand, along with 1 white coupon and 7 yellow coupons. Hehe, Vice Chairman Theo, let's go. Pew Pew Hut, good meow, let's go meow. Thinking they were really going somewhere, Theo placed his 2 front paws into Sejun's hands. Rip! Sejun boldly tore open a Seed Shop Random Period Reduction Ticket. Chapter 483, she accepted this. You have used the Seed Shop Random Period Reduction Ticket. The time until the next seed shop opens has been reduced by 10 days. The next seed shop will open in 20 days. When Sejun tore the reduction ticket, the luckiest possible outcome of 10 days naturally appeared. As expected of Vice Chairman Theo, Sejun was excited as he looked at the message. At this rate, if he used just 2 more reduction tickets, he could reopen the seed shop immediately. Hehe, Vice Chairman Theo, let's go again. Pew Pew Hut, good meow. Everything is great when I'm with Chairman Park meow. Sejun overjoyed and Theo, who was excited because Sejun was celebrated together. Hehe, it feels like the whole universe is helping me. Feeling his heart swell with happiness. Re-ip. He tore another reduction ticket, and once again the period was reduced by 10 days. Hehe, nice. If I just tear 1 more reduction ticket, the seed shop will reopen, right? Grinning, Sejun picked up a new reduction ticket. At that moment, cheating has been detected. An ominous message in red letters appeared. Cheating. 2 entities have used 1 exchange ticket together. This is considered cheating. All benefits from the Seed Shop Random Period Reduction Ticket obtained through cheating are nullified. The next seed shop will open in 30 days. As a penalty for cheating, all 7 Seed Shop Random Period Reduction Tickets in possession will be confiscated. The content of the Seed Shop Random Period Reduction Ticket has been modified to prevent cheating. The system started messing with Sejun again. Hey, how is this even fair? Sejun was furious, not as much about the benefits being nullified, but more about the confiscation of the unused reduction tickets, which were like unclaimed lottery tickets. Unable to contain his rising anger, he shouted fiercely. But the system, as if it had finished its business, gave no response. And then, Hawk, you made the great Chairman Park angry, meow. How dare you call the great Chairman Park and my teamwork cheating, meow. Unforgivable, meow. We are one, meow. Theo was also enraged at the system, though for a different reason than Sejun. I will impeach the system, meow. Though Theo tried to impeach the system is not an entity that can be impeached. The system was not something that could be impeached. However, I don't care, meow. It's still impeachment, meow. Theo, unwilling to back down, continued to try to impeach the system. Impeachment, meow. The system is not an entity that can be impeached. Impeachment, meow. The system is not an entity that can be impeached. Theo and the system kept repeating the same phrases back and forth. After dozens of exchanges, only those with system access permissions can modify the system. The system suddenly gave a different answer. Who has those permissions, meow? I'll impeach them, meow. Currently, there is no entity with access to the system. Meow, no one, meow. Then how do I get access, meow? To gain system access permissions. Unauthorized access to the system detected. Access to the system has been blocked. Meow, how can you cut me off in the middle of talking? Tell me, meow. While Theo was arguing with the system, your field LV-8 has been activated. You have planted an acorn seed in the body of Kruger, the destroyer of mountains and seventh seed of the apostle of destruction. Hum hum hum. By this time, Sejun had already calmed down and was humming a tune while he diligently planted 100 acorn seeds inside the void storage. Crack! The acorn seeds began to sprout and grow rapidly. While waiting for the acorn seeds to grow into trees, Sejun. Seed of abundance. You need to harvest to check the options. Starfruit seed. You must harvest it to check the options. He examined the 2 transcendence grade seeds. As expected, there was no information about the seeds this time either. I guess planting them won't help much either, huh? Transcendence grade seeds will not germinate unless special germination conditions are met, so Sejun began by searching for those conditions. For the seed of abundance. Since it's related to abundance, Sejun placed it in a location with plenty of water, nutrients, and sunlight, and observed its condition for a long time, but there was no reaction. Then for the starfruit. If it does it need starlight? TL. This is actually carambola, which is also called starfruit. Its shape is like a star when sliced in cross-section, giving it a star form. Since the name contained the word star, Sejun thought it might need starlight. Ajax, place this somewhere where it can get good starlight. He placed the starfruit where it could receive starlight in the White Tower, which is always at night. 1 hour later. The White Tower slave asks if you want to keep leaving the starfruit seed there, as it hasn't changed at all. No, Ajax, are your powers currently sealed? The White Tower slave says yes. Got it, I'll summon you now. Summon Ajax. Sejun summoned Ajax to the 99th floor of the Black Tower to have lunch together after a long time. The sealed Ajax appeared in front of Sejun, holding the starfruit seed. Sejun Hyung, I missed you. As soon as Ajax appeared, he energetically flew towards Sejun in excitement. Thud. Though it was quite a strong impact, Sejun didn't feel any pain, thanks to the blessing of peace which reduced attack power by 25%. Ajax, have you been well? Yeah, Hyung. As Sejun was chatting with Ajax about various things while heading to the kitchen. Kaying. Hey, butler number 1, the great Blackie is hungry. Give me food quickly. Inside the kitchen, Blackie was barking hard, demanding food from Sejun No 1. Of course, Sejun had instructed Sejun number 1 not to give food to Blackie, so no food was provided. Kaying. Did you think I can't eat if butler number 1 doesn't give me food? Hub. Blackie jumped from the floor to a chair, and then from the chair to the table. Killahit Kaying. Hee, now this is mine. Karwarer, grab some too. Caw. Chomp. Blackie grabbed 3 pieces of roasted and dried sweet potato that Sejun No 1 had prepared, while Karwarer grabbed 1 piece and fled. But, Gotcha, you little rascal. Kaying. Caught in the act, Blackie was arrested on the spot. Stay still. He was exiled into the sling bag. With Blackie and his minions secured in the sling bag, Sejun said, Sejun number 1 makes some pancakes for Ajax. He loves them. Nod. He had Sejun no 1 cook pancakes, and as soon as they were ready, Hub. V-wum. Sejun infused magic into the ingredients and made thousands of pancakes. A little later, Slurp. This is great. After finishing lunch, Sejun sent Ajax back to the White Tower and was sipping coffee that barista Kyungi had brewed, feeling quite content. And beside him, Kyungi, with a proud smile, was putting money into his pocket money pouch. The coffee wasn't free. Sejun had agreed to give Kyungi 10 tower coins each time he brewed a cup of coffee. As Sejun enjoyed his leisurely afternoon coffee, the third competition of the Harvest Festival, the Grape Wine Drinking Contest, will begin shortly. Participants who wish to compete should gather at the Bountiful Grape Cluster Altar. A message appeared, inviting participants to register for the wine drinking competition. Time remaining for registration, 4 hours, 59 minutes and 59 seconds. As expected from a drinking competition, it was scheduled for the evening. Register. After Sejun signed up at the Bountiful Grape Cluster Altar and turned around, please quickly designate a proxy guardian deity to become the guardian deity of Enos in your place. A message appeared. I forgot because of the seed shop. But who should I choose? Sejun fell into thought, pondering who to appoint as the proxy guardian deity. Then, the destruction of Enos has accelerated by 1% due to the lack of a designated proxy guardian deity. The longer you delay appointing a proxy guardian deity for Enos, the faster its destruction will proceed. Messages appeared again, as if urging Sejun. At first, the Enos tribe believed they had no guardian deity to protect them, but through Peacebees, they began to believe in Sejun as their guardian deity, filling them with hope. However, when the guardian deity didn't respond, they quickly lost the hope they had just barely gained and were spiraling into self-destruction. Oh, Lee, I'll designate Lee, the god of abundance, as the proxy guardian deity. Upon hearing that Enos was facing destruction, Sejun hurriedly appointed Lee, the only god he had ever directly communicated with, as the proxy guardian deity. Since it had mentioned he could revoke the position at any time, it should be fine, right? So, after Sejun appointed Lee as the proxy guardian deity, how would you like to allocate the shares with the proxy guardian deity of Enos? Minimum allocation 1. Obviously the minimum share, I'll set it to 1. Once the allocation was decided, a proposal has been sent to Lee, the god of abundance, to take on the role of Enos, proxy guardian deity under a 99-to-1 share condition. The proposal was sent to Lee. It wasn't 9-to-1, but 99-to-1. Sejun, who had naturally assumed it would be 9-to-1, was flustered as he looked at the message. She's definitely going to reject this. Isn't it more likely she'll be angry at such an outrageous offer? Sejun waited for the message, prepared to raise the allocation to 10% if Lee rejected the offer. However, Lee, the god of abundance, has accepted the position of proxy guardian deity for Enos. Lee, the god of abundance, has taken on the role of Enos, proxy guardian deity on behalf of Park Sejun. Contrary to Sejun's expectations, Lee accepted the offer and became the proxy guardian deity of Enos. What? She accepted this, a 99-to-1 condition. As Sejun was left speechless at Lee's acceptance. You have achieved the great feat of hearing a god. As a reward for this great achievement, you have acquired the title, one who commands a god. As a reward for this great feat of creation, your future cost of staying on the 0th floor of the Black Tower will decrease by 1%. Thanks to appointing a proxy guardian deity, You have become the unofficial guardian deity of Enos. You lack the necessary divinity to even qualify as an unofficial guardian deity. Messages began to appear. Naturally, not just lacking, Sejun had no divinity at all. And then, to make you the unofficial guardian deity, the system will grant you the power, God blood with a touch of divinity. The system, seemingly not ready to give up on Sejun, took forced action. Your blood will be replaced with God blood mixed with a touch of divinity. What, replacing my blood? Sejun felt a shiver run through his body as he read the message. This is going to hurt, isn't it? Judging by the pain he experienced when his bones were replaced, this was going to be excruciating. Indeed, it was incredibly painful. As Sejun screamed and fainted, Chairman Park, hang in there, meow. Kyung. Dad, stay strong, okay? Theo and Kyungi massaged Sejun's body to help with blood circulation. Kaying. Hey, use the core. Blackie patted Sejun's chest with his paws, stimulating both Sejun's heart and core. Kilahit Kaying. Hee, we should make the butler's blood a bit stronger this time. Kararur, bring the core. Ko. Kararur fetched purified core fragments that Blackie had hidden in the secret stash. Seed shop headquarters. Congratulations, Leanim. Yeah, congrats to you too, Milky, for selling the starfruit. Hey, I believed in you, Park Sejun. Lee was receiving congratulations from the non-combat gods at the seed shop for selling the seed of abundance. Now, if I can gather just 8,912 more pieces of the world's energy, I'll be able to create a world and become its guardian deity. As Lee strengthened her resolve, clenching her fist with determination. A proposal has been sent by Park Sejun, the Black Tower's tower farmer, offering you the position of proxy guardian deity of Enos under the terms of a 99-to-1 share. The message Sejun sent appeared before Lee. Gasp! Lee was so shocked by the message that she couldn't close her mouth. Lee had been the guardian of thousands of worlds before, but all those worlds had ended in destruction. And now she was stuck being grateful for just having a single temple. But he's entrusting the world Enos to me. Even though it was as a proxy guardian deity, it was still an incredible opportunity to become the guardian of a world. If she managed Enos well and grew her influence, she could gain more divine power, authority, and other benefits. On top of that, he was offering a share, even if it was just 1%. Although it was a small number, it was a vast amount of divine power compared to what she was getting from her temple. In the past, she had hired proxy guardian deities without offering them any share, simply promising them benefits from growing her influence. As expected, Park Sejun was generous. Except, Lee hastily accepted, worried that Sejun might send the offer to another god if she delayed. And then, trust in Park. Lee started shouting the cheer at the top of her lungs. Chapter 484, What Hybrid? I couldn't feed him because I was worried he might get suspicious, but today I'll feed him everything. Blackie, who had been planning to simply feed the gathered core fragments and enhance Sejun's powers, decided to go ahead. At that moment, bang bang, Kaying. What is this? A strong rejection occurred in Sejun's body. It was the dragon's energy contained in the power, sturdy young dragon's solid bones clashing with the god's energy contained in the power, god blood with a touch of divinity. Implanting dragon's bone into a human body was possible without much resistance because a dragon's status was significantly higher, but a god was a being with a status similar to that of a dragon, and the two energies were not acknowledging each other, pushing against one another. In this situation, it was like a shrimp caught in a whale fight. Sejun's body was in danger of breaking apart. However, Kaying. You fools, you're hurting my butler, get along. Blackie used the core to forcibly make the two energies reconcile for a moment. It was Blackie's specialty to swallow all energies and make them his own. And since Sejun had Blackie's core, it was too easy for Blackie to prevent the dragon and god energies from colliding. Kikihit Kaying. Hee good. This one's worth 30 pieces of dried sweet potatoes. After performing the amazing feat of stopping the clash of the two powers, Blackie was thinking of a trivial reward, 30 pieces of dried sweet potatoes from Sejun. At that moment, Caw. Blackie Nim, I brought the core, should I bring more? Kararur appeared, holding one core fragment in its mouth and one in each of its claws, bringing a total of 3 core fragments. Kaying. Of course, keep bringing more. Caw. Yes. To suppress the two energies for sure, the butler's core needs to be stronger. To block the dragon and god energies trying to push each other out, the core needed to balance them with a greater force. Kaying. Butler, swallow this. While Theo and Kyungi were busy massaging Sejun's body, Blackie stuffed a core fragment into Sejun's mouth and pack. Gulp. Pressed down with his front paws to make Sejun swallow it. After making Sejun swallow the 3 core fragments, they waited for the next one to arrive. Kaying. What is this now? Blackie noticed a suspicious movement. Sejun's shadow was slowly moving, trying to cover Sejun's body. How dare you, trying to steal my butler's body? Kaying. Iamdal G. Gomi, go and take care of it. Yes. K. Kuruk. As Iamdal and Jigomi, who received Blackie's order, touched Sejun's shadow. Shiver. Sejun's shadow suddenly began to tremble. A moment later. Great Blackie-nim, we've captured it. Iamdal, carrying a black stone larger than himself on his head, brought it to Blackie. And then, Fenrir-nim, please spare me. As soon as it saw Blackie, the black stone, no, the heart of dark, the god of darkness, begged for its life. About 3 months ago. Sai, when will Sejun-nim ever get stronger? The heart of dark, the god of darkness, was waiting impatiently for Sejun to grow stronger and release the seal. It's boring. It fell asleep. And then, why has Sejun-nim gotten so strong? With this much power, I can release at least 10% of the seal. 15 days ago, after waking from its slumber, Heart of Dark was overjoyed at Sejun's remarkable improvement. However, why does Sejun-nim have dragon bone in his body? The dragon bone embedded in Sejun's body blocked Heart of Dark from approaching him. You newcomer, Sejun-nim is mine. Heart of Dark, intending to take over Sejun's body, was ready to fight with the dragon bone. But then, Keikirorong. Why is Fenrir here? Discovering Blackie sleeping on Sejun's chest, Heart of Dark decided to stay absolutely silent so as not to get caught. Since its main body had been devoured and sealed by Fenrir, Heart of Dark wasn't deceived by the cute appearance of Blackie. I have to tell Sejun-nim. Sejun-nim, this guy is dangerous. He's Fenrir, the god-hunting wolf and first seed of the Apostle of Destruction. Heart of Dark tried to reveal Blackie's identity to Sejun whenever it had the chance, but move aside. Because of the dragon bone, it couldn't communicate with Sejun. Heart of Dark kept failing over and over. Wait, is this divine blood? When divine blood was injected into Sejun's body. This is my chance. Heart of Dark tried to join forces with the divine blood to push out the dragon bone, but Blackie caught on, and it ended up being captured by Iamdal and Jigomi. It was a stroke of luck for Blackie. And what if this guy tells Butler about my true identity? Blackie was deep in thought, looking at Heart of Dark, which knew its true identity. Kikihit Kaying. I know what to do, come here. Blackie released Dark Soul, which was connected to the Heart of Dark, the god of darkness. Kaying. Now that you're free, go back. Blackie extracted the residual thoughts from Heart of Dark and sent them back to the main soul. That left only the lifeless Heart of Dark in front of Blackie. Kaying. Butler, swallow this. Blackie fed Heart of Dark to Sejun, using it as material along with the core to enhance his powers. Kiki hit Kang. Hee, now I'm tired. I need to get 30 pieces of dried sweet potatoes from Butler. Kairorung. After feeding Sejun 10 core fragments and enhancing his powers, Blackie fell asleep, and his subordinates settled down next to Blackie and also fell asleep. MMM. Sejun, who had fainted from the pain of having his blood replaced, slowly regained consciousness. Chairman Park, are you okay, meow? Kyung. Dad, are you all right? Theo and Kyungi, who had been massaging Sejun, asked worriedly. Yeah, I'm fine. Actually, I feel even better. As Sejun responded energetically and sat up. Roll, roll. Blackie and his subordinates, who had been sleeping on Sejun's chest, rolled down a few times and landed on his stomach. Kiki hit. Blackie was smiling widely in his sleep, as if dreaming of something nice. Sejun carefully placed the Blackie family, who were sleeping on his stomach, into the sling bag and tried to stand up when. Chairman Park, you shouldn't get up yet, meow. Theo urgently stopped Sejun, as if something terrible had happened. Why, is something wrong with me? I feel fine, though. You're not fine at all, meow. Your face looks terrible, meow. Chairman Park, you've been frowning so much that you now have wrinkles on top of your ugly face, meow. We need to fix it right away, meow. I can't allow Chairman Park to look even more shabby when meeting Aileen Nuna tomorrow, meow. Theo had his own desperate reason, but he failed to gain Sejun's sympathy. It's happening again. As Sejun quietly tried to calm his rising irritation. Pew hut, don't worry, meow. Vice Chairman Theo will smooth out the wrinkles on Chairman Park's ugly face. Theo, completely oblivious, enthusiastically kneaded on Sejun's face. Snap. I said my face isn't ugly. Chairman Bark, if you frown, bore wrinkles will aber bayo. In the end, Sejun exploded and grabbed both of Theo's chubby cheeks in his hands. Meow. Haha, let's see the results of this pain, shall we? Sejun squeezed and kneaded Theo's cheeks while checking out the newly acquired power. It was called God Blood with a Touch of Divinity, right? As Sejun reviewed the power, he noticed something strange. The power named God Blood with a Touch of Divinity wasn't there. Instead, a different power had appeared. Power, divine blood passing through the heart of dark, the god of darkness. Divine blood is circulating through your body, passing through the heart of dark, the god of darkness. Level plus 10. All stats plus 100. All stat potentials plus 1000. Special stat, divinity is unlocked. Divinity plus 10. Each time the divine blood completes one cycle and passes through the heart of dark, the god of darkness, divinity increases by 0.0001. You can summon a shadow minion that mimics 5% of your strength using the power of darkness. Due to low divinity, it cannot mimic your skills. So the heart of dark, the god of darkness, has merged with the power. Right, I did have the heart of dark. As Sejun read the description, he remembered something he had forgotten. But divinity has been unlocked. Sejun continued reading the explanation. Stats, divinity, 10.0252-100. He could see the divinity stat. The messy decimal places seemed to result from the fact that divinity increased by 0.0001 each time the blood completed a cycle through the heart. So has it been about 2 hours since I passed out? The divine blood has passed through the heart of dark, the god of darkness. Divinity has increased by 0.0001. A message appeared every 30 seconds or so indicating that divinity had increased. Sejun calculated the passage of time based on the increments, aside from the 10 divinity he gained from the power. Summon shadow minions. Sejun summoned the shadow minions to check the last explanation. This time it should work right. Recalling the previous time when his magic power was too low to summon any shadow minions, Sejun waited for them to appear. At that moment, Surek. From Sejun's shadow, figures began to rise one by one, each wearing a straw hat, identical to Sejun's shadow. In total, 5 shadow minions rose, waiting for Sejun's orders. When Sejun examined one of the shadow minions, Park Sejun's shadow minion, a shadow minion mimicking the Black Tower's tower farmer, Park Sejun. Stats: Strength 155, Stamina 180, Agility 150, Magic Power 225. Unique Skill, Son of Darkness Master. The minion will disappear in 3 days. When it disappears, it will report everything it has seen and heard to its master. The description was displayed. Oh, it even has a unique skill. The Son of Darkness skill increased its abilities by 20% at night. For now, I'll make them carry some luggage. The shadow minions didn't have any farming or cooking skills, making it awkward to assign them tasks related to those areas. Sejun 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 helped the mushroom ants transport the crops to the storage. Nod. When the shadow minions moved in response to Sejun's orders, he checked out the new title he had earned. Title: One who commands a god. Gods who face you will be intimidated. Gods who face me become intimidated. While it sounded good, Sejun wasn't exactly thrilled about it. Even if gods might get intimidated when they see him, he would still likely die if he faced them. Having accumulated plenty of real battle experience, Sejun wasn't easily swayed by such things anymore. After confirming his newly acquired power and title, Sejun, how much time is left until the competition? He went to the altar to check the time. Time left to register for the competition, 29 minutes 34 seconds. Current number of registered participants. Black Tower 99th floor, 301,887. Black Tower 4th floor, 55,214. Silver Tower 82nd floor, 113,313,191. Once again, the number of participants from the Silver Tower surpassed 100 million. Why are there so many participants from this place? It was way too many. Sejun wondered if the Silver Tower had an insanely large population. He didn't think that all the residents of the tower were gathered on just one floor. Then I can probably recruit a lot of employees there, right? His desire to head to the Silver Tower grew a little stronger. At that moment, Sejun, can I get some samyeonju? Sejun, why do I sense divine blood in you? Kellyan, who had come to buy samyeonju to comfort Kaiser, who was depressed after being banished by Aileen, looked at Sejun and asked with a sharp voice. Well, that's... Just as Sejun was about to explain. Dark, you bastard, what have you done to our Sejun? Sejun, are you all right? Dark, I won't let you off easy if I catch you. Upon hearing Kellyan's voice, Kaiser, Ramter, and Tyr hurriedly flew over and examined Sejun. They were worried about the clash between the dragon bones and the divine blood in Sejun's body. But he's fine. What's this something preventing the clash of powers? After discovering Blackie's core within Sejun's body, they sighed in relief. So relief, but does that mean our Sejun is a hybrid now? Yeah, a hybrid is a hybrid. What hybrid? Call me hybrid Sejun. TL, see the explanation below. Sejun shouted, flaring up at the dragon's words. TL note. Basically, the word hybrid, kochepchong enus, used by dragons is in Korean and is considered a kind of insult. However, the word hybrid, kohuiburidu enus, that Sejun is using is in English, and the difference is that in Korea, the English word is commonly used for things like cars and other electrical technology, which is seen as a positive thing. It doesn't carry the same negative connotation as the Korean word hybrid. I hope this makes it somewhat clearer. Chapter 485. Since Sejun Nim is ugly, this is the least I can do. Silver Tower, 82nd floor. Registration for the grape wine drinking competition has closed. Participants, please gather below the altar. The competition will begin in 1 minute. Prepare yourselves. Yes, wind halt. At the command of Quinn, the tower farmer of the Silver Tower, other wind mages assisted Quinn in weakening the surrounding wind. As the wind calmed, the residents of the Silver Tower gathered below the altar to participate in the competition. The competition is starting. Boom! With the message, a giant wine bottle in the shape of a grape, about 20 meters tall, appeared before the altar, filled with purple grape wine. Simultaneously, wine glasses filled with grape wine appeared in front of the participants. Gulp, gulp. The participants quickly began to drink. Each emptied glass was immediately refilled with wine, and the wine in the giant bottle steadily decreased. The residents weren't drinking to get drunk, but to survive. Wine is like a high-calorie food. They were trying to consume as many calories as possible in a short time to lessen the burden on the wind mages. When the giant wine bottle had been emptied and refilled about 10 times. What? I didn't like the look in your eyes just now. What? Your look pissed me off even more. A few residents, drunk, started picking fights. But if you finish drinking, stop being noisy and go sleep. Thwack. These is it. The residents causing trouble were knocked out and put to sleep by the mad Quinn. Thanks to a few examples being made, the rest of the residents mostly drank quietly before heading down to the caves to sleep. I'd like to feel the satisfaction of hitting someone. Quinn sipped his wine while scanning the crowd with a crazed look in his eyes, hopping to find someone he could hit again. Black Tower, 99th floor. Grape wine drinking competition ranking. First Minotaur King, 1001L Black Tower, 99th floor. Second Pinkfur 1000L Black Tower, 99th floor. Third Urine 700L Black Tower, 99th floor. Fourth Ulrich 200L Black Tower, 99th floor. Moo. Kyuong. The Minotaur King and Pinkfur battled for first place. And, haha, do you want this? Oh, thank you, Yurin Hyung. Guys bow to Hyung. Hello, Yurin Hyung. Third place Yurin, who was turning nearby objects into gold and giving them to the Red Fox Bayon and his subordinates. So Yurin had that kind of drunken quirk. Hazeli. Pew Hud. Park Sejun and Park Theo snickered mischievously as they watched Yurin. He. Flamey, sitting on Sejun's shoulder, mimicked Sejun's laughter. Kyueha Kyuung. Haha, it's delicious. Kyuungi, seated with his butt on Sejun's lap, was happily drinking something. It was grape juice Sejun had made for the underage Kyuungi, who couldn't participate in the competition. Kekilahit Kaying. He tasty, everyone eat up. I should ask for more later. In front of Sejun, Blackie and his subordinates, who had just woken up, were busy eating roasted and dried sweet potato snacks. Blackie, eat slowly, I'll give you more. Kaying. Really? Then give me some now. Sure. As Sejun brought over a giant basket full of roasted sweet potato snacks made by Sejun number 1. Kekilahit Kaying. He, guys, hide it away. Blackie pretended to eat while secretly stashing the sweet potato snacks with his subordinates into their secret storage. I knew it. Come on, I give you these all the time, so why are you hoarding them? Sejun watched Blackie, feeling a little confused. But whatever, as long as you're happy. Giving up on understanding, Sejun turned his attention back to watching the competition. Sejun drank some of the wine, and then decided to drop out of the competition. The wine tasted fine, but it couldn't compare to the wine made from Potteries grapes. And it was too difficult to rank within the top 100, so he only drank enough to feel good. If he gets drunk and creates an issues, it might affect his condition tomorrow. Sejun was preparing in his own way to meet Aileen tomorrow. As Sejun sat peacefully with his companions, watching the competition, he made his own preparations to meet Aileen the next day. Meanwhile, Sejun's shadow minions were diligently delivering the snacks made by Sejun number 1 to the competition participants. With the rankings nearly determined, the participants had started mixing grape wine with samyeonju and continued their drinking party. A little while later. All right, everyone, time to go sleep. Sejun, after watching the drinking party, led his group back home. He went to bed earlier than usual. I need to sleep early if I'm going to see Aileen tomorrow. That way, his face would look a little less tired. Though he didn't want to admit it, compared to Aileen's beauty, his own face was quite a bit ugly. No, it wasn't that he looked that bad. It was just that Aileen's radiance made him look worse by comparison. With these thoughts, Sejun lay down on the bed with his companions. Kyuehe Kyung. Hehe, I'm so excited to sleep with Dad. Kyungi snuggled up to Sejun's side, smiling happily. Today, Sejun had decided to sleep with Kyungi to let Pinkfur drink to her heart's content. As everyone lay down, Vice Chairman Theo, can you give me a massage? Sejun asked Theo with a slightly embarrassed voice. Pew Hut, Great Hybrid Chairman Park, are you finally admitting that your face is ugly, meow? Shut up, just give me the massage. Pew Hut, leave it to me, Vice Chairman Theo, meow. I'll smooth out your wrinkles and make your face less ugly, meow. Squish and squish. Theo excitedly began massaging Sejun's face. Kyung. Kyungi will help massage Dad too. Kyungi also started massaging Sejun's body. I'll help too, yap. Flamey used its purifying flames to remove Sejun's impurities, while softly patting him with its leaf. Kakilahit Kaying. Is this how you do it? Guys, let's go. Blackie pressed Sejun's body a few times with his front paws, before running around on top of Sejun with his subordinates. After some time passed, Keikirorong, Iamrorong, Kyungi and Blackie family fell asleep. At that moment, squish and squish. Chairman Park, since my skin is made of dragon skin, am I a hybrid too, meow? Theo, who was massaging Sejun's face diligently, asked with sparkling eyes. Of course, our Vice Chairman Theo is also a hybrid too, Hybrid Theo Park. Pew Hut, I'm so excited, meow. From now on, I am the Great Hybrid Chairman Park's right-hand man, the deadly dragon-clawed, golden hybrid cat Theo Park, meow. As Theo rejoiced at having one more thing in common with Sejun. If I graft onto other branches, can I become hybrid Flamey too? Pip pip, I want dragon skin too. I want to become a hybrid Peacebees. Flamey and Peacebees were carefully listening to their conversation. A little later, meowa, coo. Theo, half asleep, began to lose strength in his front paws. Thump. Sejun lifted Theo and placed him on his lap. Good night, Vice Chairman Theo. Kyungi Blackie, good night too. After stroking each of his companions, Q horror. Sejun fell asleep. While Sejun was sleeping, moo. I lost. Q I won. Thud. The competition ended as Pinkfur barely defeated the Minotaur King and fell asleep. The rewards for places 1st to 100th in the grape wine drinking competition are being distributed. The rewards began to be handed out. The reward was Golden Grape Wine of Explosive Magic Power. This wine increased magic power by 30 when consumed and had the effect of amplifying magic power by 100% for 1 minute. Gulp. As the participants who received rewards stared at the golden grape wine of explosive magic power, swallowing their saliva. Everyone stop. Hand over the rewards quickly. Don't even think about sneaking any away. If you do, you'll be in big trouble. The dragons of the 4 Dragons Council appeared and began collecting the rewards on behalf of Sejun. The dragons had called Sejun a hybrid, deeply upsetting him. To make amends, they agreed to collect the rewards from the grape wine drinking competition for Sejun, who had gone to bed early. As the dragons continued gathering the rewards, we're missing one. What's this? Are you daring to insult us? If you get caught, it's 100 years of punishment for each bottle. When one of the reward wine bottle was missing, the dragons roared furiously at the participants. At that moment, great dragons, I know who has the remaining one. Terrified, Bayon desperately shouted to the dragons. Is it who dared to disobey us? Someone called Quinn from the 82nd floor of the Silver Tower. 99th place, Quinn 70L Silver Tower 82nd floor. Bayon showed them the ranking of the 99th place finisher in the grape wine drinking competition, Quinn. Why the Silver Tower? We have to go there. Promised Sejun. It's annoying, but we don't have a choice. So the 4 Dragons Council members decided to go to the Silver Tower. Who's going? Obviously, it's Kaiser, who was the first one to call Sejun a hybrid. What, you guys nodded in agreement too? You're worse for agreeing. What are you talking about? We deliberately kept quiet, but you were the one who brought it up, so we nodded without thinking. Yeah. Kaiser, you're the worst. Damn it. After a heated argument, Kaiser ended up being the one who had to go to the Silver Tower to retrieve the reward. Entrance to the Divine Realm. Which way should I go? Siege Shop Headquarters, Combat Shop Headquarters. Dark, the god of darkness, stood at a crossroads pondering his choice. Before being sealed, Dark had been friendly with the gods of war and naturally wanted to head to the Combat Shop Headquarters. But then there was Park Sejun, the tower farmer of the Black Tower. He had enslaved 6 of the 9 tower farmers, and 2 of them were dragons. And why was Sejun so close with Kaiser, Kellyan, Ramter, and Tyr? Oh, right, through drinking. Was that Fenrir, the god-hunting wolf and first seed of the Apostle of Destruction, the one who sealed me in the tower? Why is he there? What the hell? And Kruger and Alice are here too. How many Apostles of Destruction are around? As memories of his sealed past and the lingering thoughts in his heart combined, Dark fell into deep contemplation. There was no future at the Combat Shop Headquarters, but looking at Sejun, the future was at the Siege Shop. And besides, I also want a temple. I'm sorry, guys. Dark betrayed the combat gods and headed towards the Siege Shop Headquarters. The next morning, as soon as Sejun opened his eyes, he started humming. Today was the day he would finally meet Aelin. Let's go. I'll definitely endure today. As Sejun shouted with enthusiasm and got up to go outside. We're. Good morning, Sejun Nim. Sweetie spotted Sejun from afar and flew quickly towards him. Hey, sweetie, have you already finished your training? We are. Yes, Sejun Nim here, I made this for you. Sweetie handed Sejun a shimmering, silver-colored jelly. Perfect platinum royal jelly. In the past, the poisonous queen bee had given Sejun an imperfect platinum royal jelly. TL. Previously, it was translated as incomplete perfect platinum royal jelly, which is also a correct translation. However, now that I have more context, the correct word in this situation would be imperfect, as the newer version is called perfect platinum royal jelly. But this one says perfect. Excited by the name of the royal jelly, Sejun quickly checked its options. Perfect platinum royal jelly. The poisonous queen bee, Sweetie, meticulously crafted and refined various honey jellies to ensure her master's successful date, eventually completing this miraculous royal jelly. The honey jelly has been refined, enhancing both taste and nutrition. Upon consumption, all stats increase by 50, and defensive talents are awakened. Upon consumption, for 1 day, you will emit an attractive pheromone toward your desired romantic interest. Creator, Poisonous Queen Bee Sweetie. Shelf life, 100 years. Grade SS. For her to go this far for me. Thank you, Sweetie. Sejun expressed his gratitude while stroking Sweetie's back. We are. Yes, with this attractive pheromone, you'll totally win over Aileen Nim's heart. Since Sejun Nim is ugly, this is the least I can do. Sweetie swallowed her last words, silently cheering him on. A little while later. Aileen, come on over. With everyone's support, Sejun met with Aileen. Chapter 486, Dining with Aileen. Black Tower Administrator Area. The Black Tower's tower farmer, Park Sejun, says you can come now. Okay, just a moment. Weakness. The punishment of heavy iron chains, feet trapped in a swamp, the curse of the magic leech. Aileen hurriedly cast 20 curses upon herself, each powerful but without affecting her surroundings, perfectly harmonizing with each other. Great, perfect. Aileen smiled brightly, gauging her strength, now weakened by the curses. Though her body had become heavy from the curses, her heart was filled with joy at the thought of meeting Sejun. Sejun, I'm coming now, teleport. Aileen disappeared from the administrator's area. Aileen, welcome. Sejun greeted Aileen, who had appeared in front of him with a bright smile. She's dazzling. Today, too, Aileen's beauty sparkled. And, I'm ugly. The moment Sejun saw Aileen's star-like beauty, his self-esteem plummeted underground. It was like the moment you taste premium 1++ grade Korean beef, and suddenly find the all-you-can-eat meat no longer tastes as good. Great hybrid Chairman Park, have some confidence, meow. Today, you look the least ugly you've ever been, meow. Theo called out, trying to comfort Sejun in his own way. Is that supposed to be comforting? It wasn't comforting at all. But thanks to that, Sejun regained his composure. At that moment, Kyung, Dad, cheer up. Sejun Nim, cheer up. You're the most capable man in the world, Park Sejun. Pip pip, Sejun Nim, you look great today. We are. Cheer up, Sejun Nim, you've got that attractive pheromone. Behind Sejun, Kyungi, Flamey, Peacebees, and Sweetie were enthusiastically cheering him on. By the way, the Blackie family, being sunfishes, were put in the void storage with 100 pieces of roasted and dried sweet potatoes. That's right, looks aren't everything. Revived by the support of his companions, Sejun regained his self-esteem. I have abilities. The ability to stand before Aileen. He recalled all the things he had prepared for this moment. He had worked hard to raise his stats, borrowing 0.5% of the stats of the 6 tower farmers using his job trait, bringing his total stats to around 15,000. With the effect of talent, slightly stronger than you look, all his stats were boosted by 10%, and the black bean set amplified them 16 times, bringing his total stats close to 270,000. On top of that, he had eaten the perfect platinum royal jelly given to him by Sweetie, which had awakened the talent, endurance. He had also equipped the durable spider silk camouflage suit made by G. Gomi, boosting his defense. With the effect of talent, strong tenacity, his vitality was increased by 10%. He had even reduced the gap between him and Aileen with the power's power. Sturdy young dragon's solid bones and power. Divine blood that passes through the heart of dark, the god of darkness. He had intentionally eaten 99 golden grapes infused with the energy of the world, leaving just one more to eat so he could trigger a small miracle. Lastly, he had the power's power, extra life and power, unbreakable body, which could be considered life insurance. As Sejun was reflecting on all the preparations he had made to meet Aileen, Bev, the god of courage, is pleased with your courageous attempt to face an insurmountable opponent. You have gained 1 achievement of courage. Bev's message appeared. It would have been nice if it ended there. Bev, the god of courage, says that a true warrior should face their opponent with nothing but their bare body, and suggests that next time you should come unprepared. Bevnim blocked. Your conversation with the Bev, the god of courage, has been blocked for 3 days. Because of the unnecessary remark, Sejun ended up blocking him. Thus, 5 seconds had passed since Sejun faced Aileen, and Sejun didn't faint. Sejun, I missed you. Aileen, who had been nervously glancing around, unable to make eye contact with Sejun for fear that he might faint, finally looked at him and spoke in a bright voice. Yeah, me too. To think he could look at Aileen for this long. Even as Sejun responded, this moment felt like a dream. Of course, it was only possible because Theo was blocking about half of the energy that Aileen was directing towards Sejun. As should we eat first? Yes, I've always wanted to see Sejun cook in person. Then let's head to the kitchen. Okay. As Sejun led Aileen to the kitchen. He he. Biha. We're. Naturally, Kyungi, Flamey, Peacebees, and Sweetie followed closely behind the two. The four of them hid behind the kitchen wall, poking their heads out to sneak a peek inside. It's fortunate that Kaiser isn't here. This is a good time. Totally. Kellyanne, Ramter, and Tyr had also stationed themselves by the window, peeking in secretly. After all, watching someone else's romance was as entertaining as watching a fight. A little later. It's pizza and pasta, try it. They say it's suitable for a first date on TV. Sejun placed the food on the table and, thanks, I'll enjoy it. For once, Aileen started eating Sejun's food slowly, carefully chewing every bite. Kehehe, as expected, our Sejun's food is delicious. Today, it tasted even better because she could enjoy it while looking directly at Sejun, not through the crystal orb. As Aileen savored the food, rip rip, she felt something tearing. It wasn't her clothes tearing from eating too much, but a curse broke. Out of the 20 curses she had placed on herself, the weakest one, dulling momentum, had failed to withstand Aileen's power and broke. At the same time, Aileen's dulled momentum sharpened and rushed toward Sejun. Meow. Theo, who was clinging to Sejun's knee, let out a shout, blocking Aileen's sharp momentum from reaching Sejun. Theo, well done. Pew hut, Aileen Nuna, just leave it to hybrid Vice Chairman Theo, meow. Aileen and Theo exchanged glances, secretly without Sejun noticing. But the real problem started now, with one of the 20 curses balancing Aileen's power broken. Oh no! The rest of the curses began breaking in a chain reaction as they lost their balance. While they continued eating, 5 more of Aileen's curses broke, but thankfully Theo managed to hold out. The great hybrid Chairman Park is amazing, meow. I hybrid Vice Chairman Theo will support Chairman Park, meow. Your belief in Black Tower's Tower Farmer Park Sejun cannot be measured. Your potential is rising infinitely. Thanks to the effect of the golden boots of the one who believes in miracles, Theo's potential increased infinitely. Talent, Energy Absorber absorbs energy. All stats increased by 1. All stats increased by 10 by burning wealth, 10 billion tower coins. Flash. Theo absorbed Aileen's energy and increased his stats by burning gold as much as his increased potential. With this newfound strength, Theo successfully blocked Aileen's energy from affecting Sejun, allowing Sejun to enjoy the meal with Aileen peacefully. Aileen, how about some dessert? Do you like ice cream? Yes, I'd love that. Then wait just a moment, I'll make it for you right away. While Sejun was busy making strawberry ice cream. Theo, thank you so much. Pew hut, Aileen Nuna, don't worry, meow. Aileen gave Theo another thankful look. At that moment, there's no more money to burn. Meow. I'm out of money, meow. Sejun's entire fortune had been depleted far sooner than expected. Even though the golden boots of the one who believes in miracles were bringing in money with the built-in skill, Money Hug. Money Hug Master had activated. You've earned 10,000 tower coins. Compared to the speed at which Theo was burning money, it was like pouring water into a bottomless pit. And then, rip rip rip. As if waiting for the money to run out, the remaining curses on Aileen began to break all at once. This is bad. Aileen tried to hurry back to the administrator's area to avoid causing any harm to Sejun, but she couldn't move because her power was entangled as the curses were destroyed. This is really bad, meow. If this keeps up, I won't be able to help the great hybrid Chairman Park or Aileen Nuna, meow. Seeing the situation, Theo realized he needed emergency funds. Helnim, give me money, meow, or else I'll push for your impeachment, meow. Theo, the demon of serial impeachment threats, demanded money from Hell, the god of merchants, who seemed the easiest target. Hell's pawnshop. 10,000 mushroom ants. Tenant farmers of Black Tower's Tower Farmer Park Sejun have witnessed your temple. Your divine power has increased by 2. Good, this is sweet as honey. Chomp chomp. Hell was happily munching away, recording his steady stream of divine power flowing in as usual. At that moment, the great black dragon and administrator of the Black Tower, Aileen Pratani, has witnessed your temple. Your divine power has increased by 50,000. A message appeared before Hell. What? Why is a dragon appearing here? Frozen by the sight of the message, Hell panicked. Hey, trust in Park, trust in Park. As expected of Park Sejun, he even hangs out with dragons. His class is on another level. Hell began chanting in excitement. But while Hell was busy chanting, the legendary merchant of the Black Tower, Theo Park, asks you for some money. The legendary merchant of the Black Tower, Theo Park, says if you refuse, he'll push for your impeachment. Theo's message appeared. He's not even asking to borrow it, just outright demanding money. As expected of Theo, the cat scoundrel shamelessly extorting money, and from a god no less. Then, the legendary merchant of the Black Tower, Theo Park, says if you don't respond within 3 seconds, he'll immediately start an impeachment vote. Fine, I'll give it to you. Once again, Hell surrendered to the threat of impeachment and hurriedly sent the tower coins she had accumulated to Theo. Will Aileen like this? Unaware of the enormous surge of energy from Aileen's broken curses behind him, Sejun was diligently making strawberry ice cream. Just then, the orb of death's energy warns of imminent death. A foreboding red message appeared before Sejun. A warning of death. Being the sensitive sunfish that he was, Sejun didn't wonder why or how this was happening. You have consumed the golden grape infused with the energy of the world. Sejun simply swallowed the golden grape infused with the energy of the world that he had prepared earlier, bracing for the impending danger. At that moment, maybe eating the lucky strawberry will help too. Sejun spotted the strawberries he had taken out to make strawberry ice cream. You have consumed a lucky strawberry. Your luck will greatly increase for 1 hour. Even though the lucky strawberry hadn't been giving him any luck lately, Sejun hurriedly ate it, hoping it would help even a little this time. For reference, when he had fed a lucky strawberry to Urine before, Urine experienced a slight reduction in bad luck for an hour. However, once that hour passed, a massive wave of misfortune struck Urine, and ever since then his face turned pale at the mere sight of strawberries. While Sejun was preparing for danger with the help of the orb of death's energy, Hell, the god of merchants, bestows 100 trillion tower coins. Pew hut, I've got money now, meow. F whoosh. Theo began burning the money he received from Hell. And then, the energy of the world gathers to create a small miracle. An enormous power stirs. Luck overflows. A large amount of money is being burned. Power, luck, and money combine to amplify the strength of the small miracle. An extraordinary miracle occurred. A miracle has occurred. A safe zone, where you will not be affected by each other, has been created for 1 hour. A safe zone, which would normally cost 100 quadrillion tower coins for Aileen to create, had appeared on the 99th floor of the Black Tower for 1 hour. Now I can go on a date with Sejun without worrying. Aileen smiled brightly at the message. However, meow, Chairman Park, wake up, meow. Slap, slap. It seemed like they needed to wake Sejun up first. Just before the miracle occurred, in a split second, Sejun had been hit directly by Aileen's energy and fainted. Chapter 487. I'm going to keep living this comfortably. TL note. Before starting this chapter, I strongly recommend reading about the game of Go Stop, which will be played in this chapter, to better understand it. Inside Sejun's subconscious. Where am I? Sejun looked around at the suddenly changed surroundings. The vast farmland stretched so far that the end couldn't be seen, and it was filled with crops and fruits. A clear blue river flowed through the center of the farm. Next to the river stood a small cabin. In front of it, Sejun's farm companions was gathered, having a meal together. The sky was layered with hues of blue and pink, creating a beautiful sight. Countless shooting stars drew glowing pictures in the sky before falling to the ground. The stars that landed on the ground turned into gods and dragons, joining for meals with the farm companions before disappearing while playing on the farm. At that moment, "Puh, must be tough for you, having to endure among such powerful beings." A being radiating a strong light appeared, looking down at Sejun and speaking in a warm voice. Who are you?" Sejun asked about the stranger's identity, unable to look directly due to the intense light. "I can't tell you now, take this." Instead of answering, the being sent a ball of blue light towards Sejun, which was absorbed into his body. And then, the power of creation is converted into the most suitable talent and skill for Black Tower Farmer Park Sejun's survival. Talent, Master of Deflection, has been awakened. Skill, Bunker LV1 has been learned. Messages appeared in front of Sejun. "If you had been stronger, I could have given you something better." That being's words irritated Sejun, but "Thank you." Since it was a free gift of talent and skills, Sejun gratefully accepted and checked what he received. Talent, Master of Deflection. You instinctively deflect attacks, minimizing damage. As a master, the first attack will be deflected, reducing its power by 99%. Skill, Bunker LV1. You can create a 10 square meters bunker with walls 5 meters thick to protect yourself. The bunker reduces external physical damage by 5% and external energy by 10%. While they were helpful, the talent and skill weren't anything particularly outstanding. "Why not just give me something better?" Sejun grumbled internally. "Be facing some hardship from now on." The glowing being spoke to Sejun. Then, "I don't want to. I'm not going to face hardships." Feeling defiant toward the words about hardship, Sejun retorted. "What? I'm going to keep living this comfortably. I absolutely won't face any hardships." "That's what I want." As the glowing being stared at Sejun in disbelief. "By the way, do you know anything about the creator god who ran away after just building the tower?" Guessing the being might know something about the creator god, given its use of the power of creation, Sejun asked. "A little." The being enveloped in light, provoked by Sejun's words, chased Sejun out of his subconscious. "It's been spreading rumors that I ran away when it was a strategic retreat." Muttering angrily, the glowing being left Sejun's subconscious to catch the culprit who spread the strange rumor. Slap slap. These soft paws, is it, Theo?" Sejun, still unable to open his eyes, analyzed the paws slapping his face in a half-asleep state. "Chairman Park, wake up, meow." Slap slap. "As expected, it's Theo." "Vice Chairman Theo, I'm awake." Feeling the heat rising in his cheek, Sejun quickly opened his eyes and spoke. "Aileen Nuna, the great hybrid Chairman Park is awake, meow." "Really, Sejun, are you okay? Are you hurt anywhere?" Aileen, who had been preparing a nutritious porridge for Sejun, rushed over. For Sejun, it was a great relief. If not, Sejun would have been forced to wake up after being fed porridge made by Aileen while unconscious. No, he might not have been able to wake up at all. As Sejun regained his senses. Safe zone duration, 55 minutes 31 seconds. The safe zone. He finally realized that the miracle he had used had created a safe zone on the 99th floor of the Black Tower. Did I perform another incredible miracle? As Sejun was feeling smug. "Sejun, we don't have much time, let's play quickly." Aileen hurried him along. "Yeah, got it. But what should we play?" A moment later. "Vice Chairman Theo, what do you feel like?" "Pew Hugh Hut, this one, meow." Sitting on Sejun's lap, Theo selected a card with his front paw. "Is that so?" Sejun grinned slyly and placed the card Theo had chosen. Although the card didn't match the one on the board, once Theo made his choice, all calculations became meaningless. Snap, snap. Double, give me 2 pie cards each. Aileen collected 6 pie cards from the opposing teams, placed them on the board, and started calculating the score. We got 5 points. I'm going with go. Looking at the remaining cards and those laid by the opponents, Aileen called out in a triumphant voice. Sejun's initial plan hadn't been this. Haha, just the two of us, Aileen and me. Sejun had intended to have a date with Aileen without any interruptions. But, what should I do? As a single man with no dating experience, Sejun's mind went blank when he thought about being alone with a woman. So he quickly changed the plan and started a game of Go Stop with everyone, so they could all play together. Since precious time was ticking away, he couldn't waste even a minute. Thus, Sejun, Aileen, and Theo won their first round as a team. Kellyan, the representative of the Four Dragons Council, was in a tough spot because Sejun had taken all the points from the table. After thinking long and hard, he decided to abandon his Samgwang set. Flip. But when he turned over the card, it was a Baigwang card. Yuha, Kellyan Nim, I'll gladly take that. Snap. Yurin, who was next, took the Samgwang set using a Cherry Blossom card from the Hongdan set. You an idiot. Did you throw away the Gwang card? Ramter and Tyr scolded Kellyan for his move. But, the card Yurin flipped over had a cherry blossom on it. It's Pipiok. TL. If you have read the rules, this situation occurs when a player has 2 matched cards and then draws a card that matches those 2 cards. This is called Pipiok. In this case, the 3 cards will remain on the layout and the player cannot take the matched pair or gain any cards. If the next player draws a card that matches those 3 cards, they can take all 4 cards. As expected, misfortune struck Yurin again. Pyo. How could you just take whatever they give you? Yurin Hyung, I'm really disappointed. While Yurin was being berated by Piot and Bayon, his own teammates. Moo. Thud. The Minotaur King took a Baigwang card. Flip. He confidently turned over his card, but... One Gwang. Moo. Quietly, he put the card down. And so, after going around again, it was Sejun's team's turn. Puhu Hut, Chairman Park, this is the one, meow. This will end it, meow. Hasn't got it. Snap, snap. Sejun took the discarded card Yurin had placed and used it to take a 1 Gwang card, ending the game. It's Pipiok, so hand over 1 pie card each. Aileen collected a card from each of the 3 teams. 10 points, 3 Gwang, Hongdan, and 1 Go, so 17 points. Stop. After calculating the score, Aileen announced. Kyungi's team is pieback, so 34 dried sweet potato chips, and the other teams are both Gwangback and pieback, so 68 chips each, please. She collected the dried sweet potato chips, which were the stakes of the game. And, Kilahit Kaying. Hee, so exciting, my butler won again. Sejun Nim fighting. K Kuruk. Shalaranga. Fighting. Ko. Blackie and his subordinates cheered as they watched the pile of dried sweet potato chips growing into a mountain beside Sejun. Stop. After Sejun's team's 3rd consecutive win. Cleaned out. Moo. Kuyek. The 300 pieces of dried sweet potato chips that had been distributed to each team at the start of the game had all returned to Sejun. Safe zone duration, 10 minutes 31 seconds. Then we should go drink. Theo, you come along too. Moo. It seems we should also go for some special training. Yurin Hyung, didn't we have something to do too? The dragons, Minotaur King and Bayon wisely excused themselves from the scene. Meow. Hybrid Vice Chairman Theo doesn't drink alcohol, even with the dragon names, meow. Kyung. Kyungi is going to play with Dad today, instead of special training. Bayon, did we have something to do? Of course, there were some clueless ones trying to linger, But thanks to the helpers who were trying to assist with Sejun and Aileen's date, they were quickly dealt with. Finally, Sejun and Aileen were left alone. "Shall we take a walk?" "Sure." As they walked, they exchanged trivial, light-hearted conversations, but laughter never left their faces. It was fun. It was happiness. The mood was ripening. Safe zone duration, 20 seconds. Aileen. Realizing there wasn't much time left, Sejun stopped walking and called Aileen's name. "Yes." Aileen also stopped walking and looked at Sejun with a shy expression. "I don't know when we'll be able to face each other like this again. There might never be a moment like this again. So, thank you for calling me to the tower, and would you go out?" Why? Sejun, summoning all his courage, looked directly at Aileen and started saying what he had always wanted to say. At that moment, "Kehahaha, Sejun, I've brought the guy who swallowed your reward." Kaiser, who had flown to the Silver Tower and captured Quinn, appeared, drowning out Sejun's voice. "However, will you go out with me?" Aileen, who had been focused solely on Sejun, managed to catch his words with all her senses. Safe zone duration, 1 second. "Yes, I'll go out with you." Smooch. Aileen quickly kissed Sejun on the lips and rushed back to the administrator's area. Of course, Aileen, who almost missed receiving the confession, got angry at Kaiser as soon as she returned, and granddaughter. In an effort to soothe Aileen, Kaiser abandoned Quinn and quickly retreated to the administrator's area as well. The safe zone is no longer active. The great hybrid chairman Park has passed out again. Meow. Theo, who had been at the fountain, quickly ran over to Sejun, who had fainted while standing. The safe zone only protected Sejun from being affected by others, auras, but physical contact was another story. Fortunately, thanks to Sejun's newly acquired talent, Master of Deflection, which deflected 99% of Aileen's attack, he survived once again. Pew Hut. As expected, Chairman Park is truly great. Meow. He survived even after touching Aileen Nuna. Meow. Seeing that Sejun had only fainted after physical contact with Aileen, Theo's respect for him grew even more. But his face has gotten even more ugly. Meow. Rub. Theo started massaging Sejun's face diligently. A few minutes later, Sejun regained consciousness. "Would you like to exchange 70 million Harvest Festival commemorative grapes for the blessing stone of Uncle, the god of grapevines?" "Yes, and exchange the remaining grapes for blessed grape wine." Before the Harvest Festival ended, Sejun went to the exchange shop and used all the Harvest Festival commemorative grapes. "Here, take this with you." "Thank you, Sejun Nim." He prepared for farewell by distributing food to the foxes who were returning. And then, the great Harvest Festival of abundance and overflowing magic that everyone can enjoy has ended. The 1,000 foxes summoned from the 9 towers during the Harvest Festival return to their daily lives. As the Harvest Festival ended, the foxes returned to the places where they lived. Once the festival concluded, the residents of the Black Tower who had come up to the 99th floor to participate in the Harvest Festival also began to descend the tower one by one. At that moment, "Hey guys, hold on a second." Sejun called out to the black bears from Kyung Gang, who were on their way down to the first floor. "Take these and tell the skeletons to sell them." Sejun handed the black bears 1,000 seedless grapes for beginners, the reward for the grape harvest contest, and said, "Oh, and make sure to give 100 of them to Kyung Chul." "Got it." Sejun felt that the previous gift to Kyung Chul, who had introduced him to Flamey, wasn't enough, so he decided to give an additional present. "Yes, leave it to us, we'll make sure to deliver it." With that, the residents and Kyung Gang's black bears descended the tower, leaving the farm in peaceful silence. Wulong. Suddenly, the wind began to blow. "Feels nice," Sejun said as he stretched out his arms, enjoying the breeze. Woo-wo. But soon, the wind grew stronger and more turbulent. "Grrrr, I'll kill you all." Quinn, whose madness had worsened while he was unconscious, had gone berserk. Moo. Kyuung. Kyuung. Of course, there were many kind helpers here who could calm the madness. Bang. Thud. Kyuung. The wind quickly settled down. And then, Kilahit Kaying Kaying. Hee, it's time for the great Blackie to step in. Blackie headbutted the fallen Quinn. Chapter 488. They were originally stars. Inside Quinn's mental world. In the middle of a barren land, Quinn was sitting absent-mindedly. Then, whoosh. Quinn, don't you want to have strong power? Become one with us. Escape your body and enjoy eternal freedom. A soft voice tried to entice Quinn as the wind swirled around him. However, I don't want to. When Quinn refused with a dry voice. Woovio. The wind quickly revealed its true nature, surrounding Quinn with sharp gusts of wind. Give us your soul. The wind began to threaten Quinn. No. Exhausted by the continued threats of the wind, Quinn was slowly wearing down. All right. In the end, he gave in to the wind. Ha, Quinn, you too will become part of us, the mad wind. The tips of Quinn's hands and feet slowly began to be absorbed by the wind. At that moment, thump, a massive external shock reverberated through Quinn's mental world. Who dares? How dare they interfere with us, the mad wind? We won't let this slide once we're done here. The mad wind hurriedly tried to absorb Quinn's soul. Then, thud thud, G-R-R-R-R-R. A giant wolf appeared in Quinn's mental world, not bothering to hide its footsteps. Who are you? This great self is the evil spirits exorcising noble wolf, the great Blackie in him. You dared to say you'd kill our butler. Blackie replied in a haughty voice. What, exorcism? How dare you treat us, the mad wind, as mere evil spirits? We are, soon to become an apostle of destruction, unforgivable. The mad wind, tainted by the power of destruction, was just steps away from reaching the end of its destruction path and becoming an apostle of destruction. However, to Blackie, who had already reached the pinnacle as the former first seed apostle of destruction, it was laughable. HMPH. Not even an apostle yet. At the words of this far inferior junior, Blackie snorted lightly. And the mad wind vanished far too easily. I was going to have the butler name it. Blackie, who had annihilated the mad wind with a snort, greatly regretted it and, hey, listen to the butler properly from now on, got it? Looking down at Quinn, who had a blank expression. Yes, from now on I will be loyal to the butler. Seeing how the mad wind that tormented him had been extinguished so easily, Quinn immediately prostrated himself in response. No. Only I can call him butler, you call him Sejun. Yes, understood. I will be loyal to Sejun from now on. Good. Thump thump. Satisfied with Quinn's answer, Blackie slowly left Quinn's mental world. And thus, Quinn's madness was cleanly cured. The 99th floor of the Black Tower. Grin. What's up with him? Sejun quietly covered Quinn, who had been causing a ruckus but was now sleeping with a happy smile, with a few green onion leaves. Kivahit. Oh, our Blackie must have exorcised him. Sejun gently placed Blackie, who was sleeping next to Quinn, into the sling bag. And then, Minotaur King, watch over this guy for me. Moo. Leave it to me. He had the Minotaur King keep an eye on Quinn. Just as the commotion settled down. Hello? What's this? Why do I feel warmth in my chest? Sejun placed his hand inside his chest and, flash, he discovered a glowing starfruit seed. Starfruit seed bathed in radiant starlight. You must harvest it to check its options. Starfruit has awakened under the aura of a radiantly shining being. The seed's desire to grow is immense. Please plant it quickly before that desire fades. Aura of a radiantly shining being. What does that mean? Sejun, not understanding the situation. Clank entered the void storage to plant the starfruit seed. Although Sejun didn't know, the starfruit seed had seen a face. That's right, the starfruit seed was awakened by the aura emanating from Aileen's beauty. If Sejun had known, Milky, the god of starlight, would have earned Sejun's hatred and been added to Theo's impeachment list without even having a temple. But fortunately, Sejun was unaware of this fact. Plub. Your field LV-8 is activated. You have planted the starfruit seed in the body of Kruger, the destroyer of mountains and seventh seed of the apostle of destruction. As soon as Sejun planted the seed, crack, the starfruit seed quickly took root and rapidly grew into a tall tree about 30 meters high, bearing a single fruit. Kruger's body. Simultaneously, Kruger's body began to shrink drastically. Although Sejun had planted the destruction devourer and other crops before, never had anything shrunk this quickly. By the time 10 fruits had grown at the base of the tree, Kruger's body had completely disappeared. And then, you have defeated the soulless Kruger, the destroyer of mountains and seventh seed of the apostle of destruction. You have gained 5 trillion experience points. You have leveled up. You have received 1 bonus stat point. Your strength has increased by 10. Messages began to appear, showing the experience gain and level up. Even though it was a soulless body, it still counted as a legitimate kill. 5 trillion experience points. I'm screwed. Sejun despaired as he looked at the massive amount of experience he had gained. His current level was 118. 2 level-ups would put him at 120, and then the job quest would activate. This meant that any experience points beyond what was required for 2 level-ups would essentially be wasted. At that moment, you have achieved a great feat by slaying the soulless Kruger, the destroyer of mountains and seventh seed of the apostle of destruction. As a reward for this great feat, your title Hunter of Destruction has been upgraded to Skilled Hunter of Destruction. An achievement message appeared. You have achieved a great feat by gaining an enormous amount of experience in one go. As a reward for this great feat, your remaining experience will be used to forcefully complete the job quest and continue leveling up. 5 trillion experience points have been used to forcibly complete the job quest. As a reward for completing the quest, LV-121 cap has been lifted. As a reward for completing the quest, all your stats have increased by 200. With the new achievement message, Sejun forcefully completed his job quest with a massive amount of experience points. You have leveled up. You have received 1 bonus stat point. Your strength has increased by 10. He reached level 127. None of the experience went to waste. Sejun smiled happily, relieved that he hadn't lost any of the experience. Hud. Chairman Park is smiling, so I'm happy too, meow. Theo also laughed. All right, time to harvest. Let's do it, meow. Snap. Sejun approached the starfruit tree and pulled one of the golden fruits that looked exactly like the starfruit tree fruits he had seen on Earth. You have harvested the starfruit. Your job experience has slightly increased. Your proficiency in harvesting LV-9 has slightly increased. You have gained 100 experience points. As the message appeared, the fruit turned into light and merged with the tree. Crack. The tip of the tree pointed toward the sky outside the void storage. And then, whoosh, a mass of light shot into the sky. The mass of light drew a long streak through the sky. Boom! And exploded in the sky. You have achieved a great feat by being the first to light a star in the night of the Black Tower. As a reward for this great feat, you have earned the title the one who lit a star. It became the first star of the Black Tower. Maybe the night sky will be a bit brighter now. Sejun looked in the direction of the stars, which were still invisible since it was daytime, and checked the newly acquired titles. Title: Skilled Hunter of Destruction. Weakens the abilities of apostles of destruction within a 200-meter radius by 25%. Aside from the increased range and power, the skilled hunter of destruction title remained the same as before. Title: the one who lit a star. Divinity increases by 1 each time you light a star in the sky. Next, Sejun checked the second title. Increases divinity by 1 every time I light a star. Currently, the only way Sejun could raise his divinity was through this. Your divine blood has passed through the heart of Dark, the god of darkness. Your divinity increases by 0.0001. Every 30 seconds, his blood would circulate through his body and pass through Dark's heart, increasing his divinity by 0.0001 each time. To raise his divinity by 1 would take about 7 days. Honestly, Sejun wasn't entirely sure what benefits came from increasing divinity, just like with raising mental strength. However, since there seemed to be no harm in raising it, he decided to keep increasing it. You have harvested the starfruit. So Sejun harvested the remaining 9 starfruit trees' fruits. The effect of the title, the one who lit a star, has increased your divinity by 1. He added 9 more stars to the sky and raised his divinity by 9 points. At that moment, a quest has been generated. Quest: add 2 more stars to complete the zodiac of 12 stars that will govern the night sky of the Black Tower. Reward: power Starlink. A quest appeared. Add 2 more stars. What if I transplant the starfruit tree into Ailsa's body? Sejun hurriedly looked at the starfruit tree. Rustle. Unfortunately, the tree, having fulfilled its mission, was crumbling into dust. All trees that grew from Transcendence grade seeds behaved the same. Once the fruit was harvested, the tree would crumble into dust and disappear. Does that mean I'll have to wait for the next starfruit seed to add 2 more stars? As Sejun coolly gave up on the idea and moved on to harvest acorns from the acorn tree. Sejun Nim, please give me a chance. I'm confident I can shine brighter than anyone in the sky. Sejun Nim, me too. I'll light up the path ahead for you from the sky. The Holy Stone Ice Cube and the Holy Stone Piercing started speaking to Sejun. Holy stones were originally stars, but they had fallen to the ground as stones. They used to be stars. What if he sent those stones back to the sky? That makes sense. But how do I turn you back into stars? With about 5 points of divinity. 2. All right, got it. All the divinity I earned today is going to be used up, When Sejun gave his permission, a white light flowed from his body into the 2 holy stones. The Holy Stone Ice Cube absorbs 5 points of divinity from Park Sejun of the Black Tower. The Holy Stone Ice Cube regains its memories as a star and returns to the sky. Thank you, Sejun Nim. I'll make sure to repay you. The Holy Stone Piercing absorbs 5 points of divinity from Park Sejun of the Black Tower. The Holy Stone Piercing regains its memories as a star and returns to the sky. Thank you, Sejun Nim. Long live Sejun Nim. The 2 holy stones expressed their gratitude and flew up toward the sky. Due to the effect of the title, the one who lit a star, your divinity has increased by 1. Due to the effect of the title, the one who lit a star, your divinity has increased by 1. As the 2 became stars, Sejun gained divinity from the title effect. Is this a payback? Gaining 1 divinity in return for 5 divinity spent, that's 20%. Not bad. As Sejun calculated the payback rate, you have completed the zodiac of 12 stars that will govern the night sky of the Black Tower. The quest has been completed. As a quest reward, you have been granted power, Starlink. Oh, it's a power. Sejun eagerly checked the new power he had received. Power Starlink. You can temporarily connect to a star whose name you know. While connected, you can use the star's abilities. Is this good, Starlink? I should try connecting to Ice Cube. Using power, Starlink, you are now connected to the star Ice Cube. Sejun immediately used the power. And then, Sejun Nim, your mental strength isn't strong enough for this yet. You should have told me sooner. As Sejun received an overwhelming amount of visual information that Ice Cube was observing, his brain overloaded, and he passed out. Sejun's mental strength was far too weak to connect with a star. Inside the Creator God's temple. Emilia, it's been a while. Creator God. The Creator God had gone to find Emilia Ibens, his loyal first apostle, in order to track down the culprit who spread the rumor that he had run away. Chapter 489. It really hurts when you get stepped on by alien Nim. Sejun, who had fainted after connecting with the ice cube, opened his eyes. Quite some time seemed to have passed, as the surroundings were dark, and the 12 stars Sejun had lit were twinkling in the sky. Keikirarung. Iamrarung. Keikurarung. The snoring sounds of Blackie family created a peaceful atmosphere. This is nice, but it would have been better without this. For your brave attempt to connect with the stars despite not knowing your place, you have earned 1 achievement of courage. Sejun read the message that appeared in front of him. Isn't this just Bevnam making fun of me at this point? As a result, Sejun's favorability toward Bev had dropped even further. Though I guess there was some use for mental strength after all. Sejun recalled the moment right before he fainted when he briefly connected with the ice cube. An overwhelming flood of visual information rushed into Sejun's mind. It felt like being dropped into the middle of the deep sea, with the pressure crushing his body like the massive flood of visual data crushing his brain. Just as his head felt like it was going to explode, forcibly increasing brain's information processing capacity using mental strength. A message appeared before Sejun. An energy he had never felt before flowed into Sejun's mind, helping him process the overwhelming information. Of course, it was far from enough. And then I fainted. If Ice Cube hadn't forcibly severed the connection, he would have died. I shouldn't use Starlink for a while. Sejun promptly decided to seal Starlink. But it's a bit unfortunate that I can't use Ice Cube. It was really convenient for freezing things. Still, I gained a lot this time. He had achieved 3 great achievements, strengthened one of his titles, gained a new title and power, and his Earth stay cost had been reduced by an additional 2%, making the total reduction 23.5%. Heh, someday, I'll be able to go on a date with Aileen on Earth, right? As Sejun fantasized about a future where he could reduce his Earth stay cost by 100% and stay with Aileen without any burden. It has been confirmed that Quinn Beretta, the tower farmer of the Silver Tower, has planted a large amount of magical cherry tomatoes without permission. According to the laws of the tower farmer of the Black Tower, Park Sejun, will now command the tower farmer of the Silver Tower, Quinn Beretta, for 100 years. Despite being informed of the tower's laws, Quinn Beretta continues to plant a large quantity of magical cherry tomatoes. Additional penalties are imposed on Quinn Beretta, the tower farmer of the Silver Tower. As long as Park Sejun, the tower farmer of the Black Tower, lives, he will command Quinn Beretta, the tower farmer of the Silver Tower. According to the job trait, you borrow 0.5% of the Silver Tower's tower farmer Quinn Beretta's stats. Strength increases by 37, stamina by 30, agility by 30, and magic power by 26. Messages appeared in front of Sejun. What? Wasn't Quinn supposed to be under the watch of the Minotaur King? While Sejun was feeling puzzled. Pew hut, we're making this guy Chairman Park's full-time employee, meow. Kyung. Hehe, I understand, big bro. Under Theo's direction, Kyungi was using his telekinesis to move the fainted Quinn and was scattering handfuls of magical cherry tomato seeds. Originally, for the crime of stealing Sejun's rewards, Quinn had been sentenced to 10 years as a temporary employee, but this guy attacked the great hybrid Chairman Park, meow. Chairman Park's life is extremely valuable, meow. Because Quinn had attacked Sejun, Theo decided to make Quinn a full-time employee. Now, the only one left to gather was the tower farmer Udon of the Red Tower, right? Like completing a Pokédex, Sejun was thinking of collecting all the tower farmers. Later, when I summon all the tower farmers, I'll. Heh, that'd be nice. Sejun enjoyed imagining the scene of all the tower farmers gathered. Shiver. What? It shouldn't be cold, right? Udon, the tower farmer of the Red Tower, who was busily planting flame beans in the hot environment of the Red Tower, felt an inexplicable chill. Gyururuk. I'm hungry. Hearing his stomach growl, Sejun headed to the kitchen to make dinner. Chairman Park, you're awake, meow. Kyung. Dad woke up. Theo and Kyungi, who were returning after finishing the full-time employee recruitment, spotted Sejun and ran over. Yeah, but where have you two been? Pew Hu Hut, we made a full-time employee for Chairman Park, meow. Kyung. That's right, Kyungi did it like this and that. At Sejun's question, Theo puffed up with pride, while Kyungi eagerly gestured with his front paws, showing how he had done it. So it was you guys. Heh, good job, you must be hungry, right? Let's go eat. With both of them clinging to his knees and waist, Sejun headed to the kitchen. As they entered the kitchen, Kyung. Today Kyungi is the chef and will make jjajang ramen. Dad, you just stay put. Kyungi stretched out his front paw, stopping Sejun from cooking. Meow, no way, meow. If Chairman Park doesn't cook, what will happen to my grilled fish, meow? Kyung. Big bro can eat churu today instead. Meow, fine, meow. Chairman Park, I'll eat churu today, meow. All right. Chomp. While Sejun fed Theo the churu. Kyuiha. Kyungi, with an excited look, pushed aside Sejun's cooking tools, tore open a box with his paws. Pack. And with telekinesis, ripped open dozens of packs of jjajang ramen in one go. Then, whoosh, he floated the noodles into the pot using telekinesis and cleanly tore open the seasoning packs, dumping the contents into the pot. Telekinesis is such a cheat skill. As Sejun watched Kyungi cook using telekinesis, he couldn't help but feel envious. Kyuiha. Taktug. While waiting for the noodles to cook, Kyungi cracked some egg fruits and started making fried eggs. After a short while, Kyung. Dad, it's done. Kyungi brought over a bowl with 30 servings of jjajang ramen and topped it with 10 fried eggs, setting it in front of Sejun. Though it was a large portion for Sejun, who had trained to survive on the 99th floor of the Black Tower, 30 servings of ramen was only a slightly daunting amount. Thanks for the meal. Slurp. Sejun grabbed some noodles with his chopsticks and slurped them to taste. Oh, it's delicious. The flavor was impeccable, capturing the essence of jjajang ramen perfectly. Just like the saying, even a dog recites poetry after 3 years at the village school. Kyungi, after spending 300 days with Sejun, had mastered cooking jjajang ramen flawlessly. Honestly, Kyungi's cooking skills were far better than Aileen's. Thumbs up. When Sejun gave a thumbs up, Kyueha Kyung. Heh, Dad said it's delicious. Slurp. Pleased by Sejun's praise, Kyungi happily ate the jjajang ramen he had made himself. At that moment, Kaying. Hey, what are you eating by yourself? That smells good, doesn't it? The delicious scent woke Blackie from his nap, and he started barking, asking for some jjajang ramen. Here. Sejun served some ramen into Blackie's bowl, and also gave a few strands of noodles in small sauce dishes for Blackie's subordinates. Munch. He tastes great. I want to make that guy my sub-butler. Blackie eyed Kyungi, who had skillfully cooked the ramen, his eyes gleaming. But no, that guy and his. Blackie couldn't bring himself to say that to the beast of apocalypse. As Blackie gave up on making Kyungi his sub-butler. Hey, since our Kyungi cooked jjajang ramen, Dad can't just sit around, right? After finishing his jjajang ramen, Sejun stood up and began cooking another batch. Quickly on high heat. Whoosh! He increased the flame and first sautéed onions and slime meat well, then poured in water, and when the water started boiling, he added the ramen and seasoning, quickly finishing another batch of jjajang ramen. And then, chop chop, Sejun thinly sliced white truffle with a dagger and placed it atop the hot jjajang ramen. Then, whoosh, the aroma of the jjajang ramen mixed with the rich scent of white truffle, filling the entire kitchen with a mouth-watering fragrance. Here, try some of what Dad made. Hey, this is how skilled your dad is. With a proud expression, Sejun placed the white truffle pork jjajang ramen in front of Kyungi. Kyung. As expected, Dad is a culinary genius. It's so delicious. Slurp. Kyungi devoured Sejun's cooking, completely absorbed in the food. Kaying. As expected, you're my only butler. Hurry up, give me some of that too. Blackie, also excited, clung to Sejun's leg, demanding a share. And so, Sejun and his companions had their second dinner with Sejun's cooking. Keikirorong. Iamrorong. The full-bellied Blackie family quickly fell asleep. Ah, it's nice looking at the stars. Can you see them too, Aileen? As Sejun chatted with Aileen. Puhuhud. Kyuhiha. Theo and Kyungi peacefully relaxed by Sejun's side, enjoying the calm time together. A little while later. Kyung. When Pinkfur called for Kyungi. Kyung. Dad, sleep well. Kyungi bid Sejun good night and left to sleep with Pinkfur. Vice Chairman Theo, let's go to sleep too. Sounds good, meow. Sejun went home with Theo, and as soon as they lay down. Qor. Gorarung. They fell asleep instantly. In the night sky of the Black Tower, the 12 stars twinkled and talked to each other. Even if he made us shine, I oppose the idea of following a mere human like Park Sejun. I'll follow Milkenim, the god of starlight. Right? How can we trust Park Sejun when he nearly died trying to connect with the ice cube? I'll follow Milkenim too. Stars, so naturally, we should follow Milkenim, the god of starlight. Ungrateful fools, of course our master is Sejunim, I will follow Sejunim. Exactly. Have you forgotten the grace of Sejunim who raised us to the sky? Sejunim also has divinity now, don't disrespect him. The topic of conversation was about who the zodiac would serve from now on. And then, guys are dead. It really hurts when you get stepped on by Alienim. That's right, that's what happens when you betray him. Listening to their words, Ice Cube and Piercing quietly chuckled. So 5 stars are trying to betray Sejunim. Blind, power-up, iron skin, speed, and blink, huh? They'll soon change their tune. After Alienim stomps on them a bit, they'll think differently. They were compiling a list of the stars who opposed Sejun, ready to report to Aileen. Blind called Sejunim a mere human. Power-up said he couldn't trust Sejunim. Of course, they also recorded the conversation content to report, so that the ungrateful stars would get stepped on more severely. Betrayal means death. Exactly, how dare they betray Sejunim? Ice Cube and Piercing, conveniently forgetting their own past thoughts, plotted gleefully. The next morning. All right. Sejun woke up feeling refreshed. Meow. Kaying. Theo and Blackie were still sleeping, so Sejun quietly took care of them before heading outside to stroll around the farm. After about 30 minutes of walking, the power sweet potato are grateful for the farmer's footsteps and lends their strength. The effect of great blessing of the crops, master, activates, increasing the potential of your stamina stat from 6,197 to 6,207. Messages appeared. Haha, it's increasing quite a bit. Sejun smiled contentedly as he saw his potential increase by 10, thanks to the excellent farmer's golden boots. At that moment, Moo, the Minotaur King, came to Sejun, carrying Quinn over his shoulder. Minotaur King, what's the matter? Moo. Sejunim, this guy has woken up. The Minotaur King replied as he set Quinn down. And then, I greet you, Sejunim. The moment Quinn saw Sejun, he hurriedly bowed, lying flat on the ground. Though Quinn had never seen Sejun before, he had spotted Blackie glaring with wide-open eyes, trying hard not to doze off from Sejun's sling bag. Even though Blackie was small, his gaze was the same as the being Quinn had seen in his mental world. And so, this person must be Sejunim, the great butler of Blackieanim. Sejun certainly looked like a butler to anyone who saw him. First floor of the Black Tower. Shall I go hunting hard today too? Having had plenty of rest on earth, Kyung-chul, with the longbow of infinite arrows Sejun had given him slung over his back, happily headed to the waypoint. At that moment, "Are you O Kyung-chul?" Black bears from Kyung-gang surrounded Kyung-chul. "Yes, that's me. What's going on?" "Eat this." One of the black bears handed Kyung-chul 100 seedless grapes for beginners. "What?" "This is from Sejunim. You must eat it absolutely." Although Sejun had only instructed them to deliver the grapes, Sejunim said to make sure O Kyung-chul eats this right. Yeah. Somewhere along the way, the black bears got confused and the instructions changed. And then, from Sejun, "Numb." Without hesitation, Kyung-chul ate the grapes, trusting that it was Sejun's order. "But Sejun, did I do something wrong to you?" As the incredibly astringent grapes overwhelmed him, Kyung-chul began to wonder if he had somehow wronged Sejun. Chapter 490, Hehe, no problem. Black Tower Administrator Area. How dare they betray my Sejun? Aileen trembled with rage as she read the report sent by Ice Cube and Piercing. Ungrateful bastards. My dear granddaughter, you mustn't let such people go unpunished. This old man will go and teach them a lesson. Kaiser, who had been waiting for a chance to calm Aileen's anger, also became enraged beside her. "No, Grandpa, stay put, I'll handle it." "Will?" Aileen responded to me, "Thank you, Sejun." Kaiser, now finally having a conversation with Aileen, quietly smiled and watched how she would deal with the stars. A little later, when morning came, and the disappearance of stars wouldn't be noticeable, Aileen summoned all 12 zodiac stars. Thus, 12 star-shaped stones were summoned into the administrator area. "I am Aileen Pratani, the administrator of the Black Tower and a great black dragon. I've heard that among you, some have betrayed my Sejun and are now following some so-called god of starlight, Milky or Milk or whatever. Is that true?" Aileen asked, glaring fiercely at the stars in front of her. "Yes, that's true. We don't know how you found out, Aileen Nim, but even if you are the great black dragon, you can't change our decision." "That's right. We'll follow Milky Nim, the god of starlight." 5 stars stepped forward, asserting their stance, their bodies twinkling and sparkling as they spoke. "Is that so, polymorph release?" In response to the 5 stars' declaration, Aileen's expression turned cold as she reverted to her true form. And then, boom! "How dare you speak so boldly after betraying my Sejun? Do you think I won't get angry?" She began her punishment, stomping firmly on the 5 stars. "Jaya, why are you doing this?" The stars, pinned under Aileen's foot, groaned in pain but held their ground. "Press. We're wrong. Please spare us. We're wrong." Unable to bear the increasing pressure, they began to beg for forgiveness. However, they didn't humble themselves enough to declare their allegiance to Sejun. "Gotten stronger." "Indeed, still, it was harder when we were holy stones." "I agree, I thought I'd be shattered back then." Ice Cube and Piercing reminisced about their own past as they watched Aileen mercilessly stomp on the 5 stars. At that moment, "You know why Aileen Nim is doing this? Tell us, why is Aileen Nim so angry?" "Satisfying to see, but I'm curious about the reason." 5 stars that had been loyal to Sejun from the start asked Ice Cube and Piercing. Although it felt gratifying to see Aileen disciplining the stars who had betrayed Sejun, they couldn't understand why the great black dragon herself would step in just because of a little betrayal of a mere tower farmer. "Fine, we'll tell you just for you. The truth is, Sejun Nim and Aileen Nim are lovers." From what I see, Aileen Nim likes him more. The two stars proudly explained to the others why the 5 traitorous stars were being trampled by Aileen. Lucky, normally, she starts by stomping on everyone. That's right, Ice Cube got stomped on twice. Of those times was because you tattled piercing. Well, who told you to betray Sejun Nim in the first place? That I regretted. While Sejun's loyal stars listened to Ice Cube and Piercing's story. Blind, did you call my Sejun a mere human? You're just a mere star, how dare you? Aileen was still holding down 4 of the stars with her left foot, while using her right foot to press down hard on Blind, who had insulted Sejun, demanding an explanation. And then, Jaejiak, I'm sorry. If you're sorry, then swear your allegiance to Sejun. What? No matter what, how can we submit to such a weak being as Sejun Nim? Then die. Press. As soon as Blind gave his reply, Aileen pressed her weight down even harder on her right foot. Crack. Egg, my body is cracking, the stars dying. Blind screamed in agony. Aileen, I will submit to Sejun Nim. Then swear properly. I, the star Blind, swear to obey Sejun Nim for the rest of my life. Finally, he swore allegiance to Sejun, and now next is Power Up. You said you couldn't trust my Sejun, didn't you? That's correct. What? Press. Sob, I was arrogant. I, the star Power Up, swear to obey Sejun Nim for the rest of my life. The other stars, too, eventually surrendered as Aileen stomped on them. As expected, my granddaughter. Kaiser looked proudly at his granddaughter Aileen, who had made the stars swear allegiance. 99th floor of the Black Tower. And I'm so full. Kyung. Dad, here's your coffee. Ah, thanks. SL Lurp. Sejun sipped the coffee that Kyungi had brought him. Delicious. Morning coffee really is the best. Sejun enjoyed a brief moment of relaxation, sipping his coffee. Well then, let's head to the Silver Tower. Let's go, meow. Kyung. Let's go. Kilahit Kang. Hee, the great Blackie is on his way. As Sejun stood up, the rest of the party also rose and entered the void storage. What are you doing, meow? Quinn, you're a full-time employee now, so hurry and get in, meow. Theo, who had already claimed the front spot by lying in the loaf position at the entrance of the void storage, called out to Quinn, who was standing awkwardly. Yes. Quinn responded and entered the void storage. He said he was a butler, but Quinn glanced back at Sejun through the closing gap of the door. Clearly, he seemed the weakest among the group, suited only for serving others, but strangely, Sejun was the leader of this group. And the great Blackie, who had blown away the storm in his mind with just a snort, was Kilahit. Kyung. Blackie, don't secretly eat the roasted sweet potato slices. Kaying. Being treated as the weakest in this group. What's going on? Quinn was utterly confused. Clunk. The door of the void storage closed. All right, shall we go? Russell. Sejun unfolded the land deed for the 82nd floor of the Silver Tower. The summoning function for the initial engraving of the land deed for the Silver Tower's 82nd floor has been activated. With the message, Sejun vanished. You have arrived on the 82nd floor of the Silver Tower. Camouflage. Upon arriving at the Silver Tower, Sejun quickly used his skill to hide himself. And then, there are really a lot of them. Lying flat on the ground, Sejun chuckled as he observed the residents of the Silver Tower resting. Sejun was aiming for 4 birds with 1 stone on this visit to the Silver Tower. Quest completion, raising stats with title, Saint of Feeding, raising mental strength by receiving praise and adding employees. At that moment, clunk. Great Hybrid Chairman Park, I missed you, meow. Slap. Theo, who could find Sejun regardless of his disguise, clung to Sejun's face, and Kyung. Kaying. Kyungi and Blackie also rushed towards Sejun. Ahem. Quinn, looking somewhat awkward, also stepped out of the void storage. Then, It's Quinn Nim. Quinn Nim has returned. Quinn Nim, are you all right? The residents of the Silver Tower, upon spotting Quinn, flocked to him. They had been waiting anxiously for Quinn, who had suddenly been taken away by a dragon. I'm fine. Quinn Nim's eyes. Yes, my madness has been cured. Oh, congratulations. Don't push, please. While Quinn received the congratulations of the residents, Sejun, on the contrary, was pushed to the outskirts of the crowd as he tried to avoid the influx of people. During this time, whoosh, a blue mist emerged from the open void storage. Park Sejun, the Black Tower farmer, has accomplished the great creation feat by spreading the energy of creation within the Silver Tower. The balance of the Silver Tower has been partially restored. As a reward for the great creation feat, the cost of staying on the 0th floor of the Black Tower will be reduced by 1%. Right, there was this too. Sejun's reason for coming to the Silver Tower had now become a 5 birds with 1 stone situation. This looks like a good spot to plant. Sejun found a flat piece of land and dug into it. Plop. He planted the grape seed containing the world tree. However, you have planted the grape seed containing the world tree using magic seed sowing. The land is too barren. Please plant it in a location with richer soil fertility. A message appeared, stating that the seed couldn't grow due to the poor fertility of the soil. Hey, no problem. Abundance. I'm not the same person I used to be. Sejun, with a smug expression, placed his right hand on the ground and used his power while sipping on a mugwort juice of life potion with his left hand. Abundance. The power abundance is being applied to the farm. The soil in the farm becomes twice as fertile. As he continued to boost the fertility of the land using his power, Sejun's life force consumption increased, and the state of the land gradually improved. The once dry and crumbly soil began to gain moisture and gleam with vitality. Abundance. After using his power 10 times on the soil, you lack enough life force to continue using your power. 1 life orb has been consumed. The amount of life force drained all at once had increased significantly, consuming 1 of his life orbs. This is the last one. Even the life orbs couldn't keep up with the consumption beyond this point. As Sejun drank another mugwort juice and replenished his life orbs back to 3. Crunch. Finally, the grape seed containing the world tree began to sprout. Pop. Lie. Peek. A small sprout energetically pushed its head out of the soil, extending its roots down. Boing. Why? Soon the sprout spread its leaves left and right, as if raising its arms in a cheer. Oh, it's out. Sejun looked at the sprout with a joyful expression. But then, the world tree remained in its sprout form, even after several minutes had passed. What's going on? Could it be that the soil's fertility is still lacking? Abundance. Sejun used his power once again. The power abundance is being applied to the farm. The soil in the farm becomes twice as fertile. The world tree had indeed absorbed much of the land's fertility, causing the fertility to drop. With the fertility now improved, Sejun's life force consumption decreased significantly. Good abundance. While Sejun continued to increase the fertility of the land by repeatedly using his power. Whoosh! Suddenly, the wind began to blow fiercely. The strong winds, which had been suppressed by Quinn after drinking the golden grape wine of explosive magic power as a reward from the grape wine drinking competition, had started up again. Moreover, due to the backlash from the previously suppressed winds, the gusts were even stronger this time. Rumble. From a distance, dozens of massive tornadoes rapidly approached Sejun and the residents of the Silver Tower, surrounding them. All of you quickly evacuate the residents. Yes. The wind magicians, following Quinn's orders, began evacuating the residents into underground shelters. Step. Quinn walked towards Sejun. Quinn had heard that the reason Sejun came here was to grow a world tree that could stop the winds. Determined to help Sejun at all costs, Quinn approached him. Even if it costs me my life. Standing next to Sejun, Quinn was ready to lay down his life if necessary. Huh? As Quinn prepared to slow down the approaching tornadoes with a determined shout. Meow, Hybrid Vice Chairman Theo, will punish those who interfere with the great Hybrid Chairman Park's work, meow. Theo rushed toward the tornadoes. What, you'll get yourself killed. Quinn quickly swallowed his words as he was about to stop Theo. As Theo approached the tornadoes, meow, 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 storm fist, meow. Using his meow step technique, Theo quickly ran in the opposite direction of the tornadoes, reducing their strength and causing them to gradually dissipate one by one. Is that even possible? Quinn was astonished, watching Theo's unbelievable actions. A short while later, Hut Great Hybrid Chairman Park, I've earned the title, one who subdues the wind, meow. With this title, I can easily subdue the wind, meow. Chairman Park should get one too, meow. I can't do that. No, that's not true, meow. It's easy to get, meow. I'll help you, meow. No, I really can't. Don't give up, meow. Hybrid Vice Chairman Theo will. I said I can't. As Theo, who had dispersed the tornadoes, tried to convince Sejun to obtain the same title as him. Whoosh! The wind began blowing again. Since the tornadoes didn't work this time, the wind blew fiercely in a straight line. As the wind started to blow, sand was carried with it, shooting like bullets. Kuehe Kyung. Hehe, this time Kyungi will handle it. Kyungi ran toward the direction of the wind. Kuyeng. You can't come. Kyungi used his Kyungfu ability against the wind. The wind, hit by Kyungfu, quickly stopped. No. Whoosh. Instead, the wind reversed direction, wiping away even the distant gusts. Kuehe Kyung Kyung. Hehe, Dad, Kyungi got the power reverse wind, with the power of reverse wind. While Kyungi was proudly showing off the new power he had gained to Sejun. Docking. In the deepest part of the underground, where Flamey had been waiting to keep Sejun safe, the roots of Flamey and the World Tree met. The World Tree had been growing only its roots to meet with Flamey. And then, here, eat this quickly. Thank you for the meal, it's delicious. Unlike Pottery, who was also a grapevine, the World Tree happily gobbled up the nutrient supplement Flamey provided. Now I feel stronger, here I go. Crack. After eating the nutrient supplement from Flamey, the World Tree began to grow rapidly.